Everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our
University and college rugby teams. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Your design, your logos, your colors. Includes jerseys, shorts, and socks. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Learn more at rhinorugby.com.
Know when that's happening?
The Final Four in NCR Men's Division Rugby welcome you to Reading, Pennsylvania. Penn State University Burks, the host of our semifinals, the final stop on the road to Houston, Aviva Stadium, there, home of the SaberCats of Major League Rugby. They will be hosting the championship final next week. But the question is, who will be in the final? Our first semifinal, the 1-seed St. Bonaventure Bonnies taking on Kutztown. They are the 5-seed, are the Golden Bears out of Kutztown, PA, alongside Mark Sabina, former Commonwealth Games medalist. I'm Kit McConico. A beautiful day for rugby here in the Keystone State. Glad to have you with us. 50 degrees and sunny. And Mark, as we said, the final 4 teams is our first semifinal. We will see Queen's University of Charlotte taking on the Penn State Nittany Lions coming up in our second match here on Next Level Rugby. And a very warm welcome to you wherever you may be joining us from, the NLR YouTube page, NCR Facebook, or USA 7's Facebook. And both these teams looking to get started early. They know each other. They met less than a month ago. The Bonnies coming away with a 17-12 victory. But the good news for the Golden Bears of Kutztown is they have 3 very important players back, including Aaron Gray, Brayton Matitz, and Matt Gelhaus. And you see Kutztown there going from right to left in the hoop jerseys. The Bonnies there in the brown and white. Both sides trying to establish something early on. 2 well-known programs. They know each other well in the same division. And, well, that's one thing we have seen for sure. So much talent coming out. Which of these sides will be able to come away? Kutztown, a combined 88 points in their last 2 matches. But that being said, defense, it's been an issue at time for Doc Jones' side. Our referee for today, Matt Lake in the middle, assisted by Alana Gregory and Curtis Etheridge, as they will have a line out to Kutztown. Batted back, Bonnie's with it at the midfield stripe. Again, perfect conditions, a synthetic turf surface here at PSU Burks. Looking for the line break, beautiful offload, able to find a way through. Found the wing, Cy Mendenhall, who's wrapped up at the 22. Kutztown will kick to touch. We will have a line out coming. Early stages here, scoreless in our first semifinal. Looking to get something going. The Bonnies will have the line out. Gus Dellinger, the Holidayburg, Pennsylvania native, the junior and the biology major, set to take it. A U18 All-American. Looking there at in from Conroy. Conroy with it. Apologies there. Looking at his opposite number for the Golden Bears. And Bonnie's trying to find something. They have the line break. St. Bonaventure looking for the offload. Intercepted. Couldn't find the teammate. Kutztown comes away with a huge takeaway needed, or that was going to be try time for the Bonnies. Well, great work defensively, just reading the pass, saw the eyes. But deep inside their own end, Golden Bears trying to break out. And a whistle from our referee, Mr. Lake. So first opportunity, and we will see if the T comes out. We will see if the Bonnies elect to put 3 on the board. Penalty goal attempt coming. St. Bonaventure will indeed bring out the T and a chance to put early points up.
Expect to see this battle with territory early on. Some early nerves. It's finals rugby kit, as you mentioned. Business end of the season. Both these teams will be jostling for territory and position early, just trying not to make too many mistakes to ease into this game and get the upper hand.
Bonnie's fly half, Keelan Coyle standing over it. This one from straight ahead. See if Coyle can split the uprights and put the men from Allegheny, New York ahead. Kick up and good, raises the flags, and the Bonnies strike first.
Well, that should settle some nerves for this team to be first on the board in a semi-final match. Give them some confidence. Stick their neck out in front early. And now an all-important kickoff just to secure that for the Bonnies and get back up into Kutztown territory.
Mark, as you know, having such a wonderful resume as a professional player, and mentioned there playing in the Commonwealth Games as well. Big matches like this, it is important to get off on the front foot, come away with points early on, and that is what the 1 seed Bonnies have been able to do. Now we'll see what the response is from Kutztown.
Well, Kit, I never was fortunate enough to play American college rugby, however, in my career, so definitely missed out.
Well, it is certainly an experience that very few have, and Doc Holliday mentioned that, and young man's choice of where they attend college or university, one of the biggest choices they will make. And both these sides, very proud programs, able to break through. Kutztown drugged down and looking for the line break. Quick to the breakdown are the Golden Bears and look to be in business in that final third, looking to respond quickly after conceding points. A little step inside. A whistle from Lake. An opportunity here, and we will see if the Golden Bears like to bring out the tee or if they will kick to touch, maybe set up a line out and try to find the opening 5 and take an early advantage.
Buddy, do you have contact with the camera operator?
The men from the Keystone State kicking to touch. That 5-meter line out coming. Big set piece opportunity here. The throw batted back on the turf. Bonnie's able to come away with it. A poor throw there. Mistimed on the line out. A missed opportunity. Now the line's cleared for St. Bonaventure. So line out will be taken by, when we say that, and our apologies there. Difficult numbers to read for the Golden Bears. Appropriately, they have gold numbers. But a clean line out here from Kutztown. See if they can find something. Looking to spin it wide, looking for a bit of space. Heavy run there. Right into the teeth of the Bonaventure defense. Mentioned these two teams met less than a month ago, and Kutztown really focusing on not making those penalties. They are a quick strike team. They have the attack to do things with. Both these seem so dangerous, ball in hand. Able to find a line break, looking for the offload support line there. Beautiful ball in. Well, Golden Bears in business, trying to get numbers there. They do offload it, maybe tries him, unable to slip through a try-saving tackle. I believe that was the fullback, Quinn, for the Bonnies. Quick tap and go. Kutztown across, dotted down, and there is the signal. Very nicely done, responding from the Golden Bears as they find the opening try.
Great effort from Kutztown. The first try of the semi-final came through some great work, and they had the territory early on. They put the pressure on. A lot of mistake-free rugby, especially in the back line, just taking it forward, getting over the advantage line, which was good. The penalty killed Bonnies in the end. The quick tap, clever thinking from Kutztown. They saw that white line, they went for it, and it paid off.
Well, you know how important playing a clean match is, particularly with so much on the line, and it is very simple. If you lose today, your season is over. You win, you head down to the Lone Star State there at beautiful Aviva Stadium in Houston, a chance to play for a national championship. All the work that these men have put in throughout their careers, the off-season, the early morning runs, the lifting, and it all comes down to this today. The conversion coming. I believe that is the fly half Thorne O'Connell, a Johannesburg native, to take it. Flag is raised. A successful conversion. We take another look at the line break. Very nicely done from Kutztown.
It was all go forward rugby, just getting in behind the defense. You can see on that short side, or the shorter side, struggling to find their defensive structure again, the Bonnies. It's something that they know they needed to work on for this match. Kutztown playing very direct rugby, and it's paying off at the moment. The first try of the match. And this is a very important kick if they can secure that, because the Bonnies are going to come back with a vengeance.
Just 10 minutes in.
28, 26.
Already points on the board for both sides. Bonnies getting things started. The penalty goal. Kutztown responding with the try. Successful conversion just moments ago. For a little crossfield kick there. This one will stay in play at least momentarily, and now out into touch it goes.
A wonderful kick from so deep. Found some grass. Or artificial grass, we should say. But that is a great gain for the Bonnies. They can pile some pressure onto this Kutztown line out, make them work hard to come out of their red zone.
See Ricky Rose, the co-captain there for the Bonnies in the red scrum cap, the big lock, wearing number 4. Both sides with impressive second rows taken nicely. Thirtle there, Gelhaus back in this match day 15 as well.
Penalty there. We'd like to say in rugby, that's giving them a piggyback. They had them where they wanted them in terms of territory, the Bonnies, and just giving up a penalty like that at the Mall has allowed now Kutztown a side relief. They can kick the ball to a better part of the field, although that kick execution wasn't the best. They would have liked to have got a little bit more of a gain, and still managed to get themselves up to the 40-meter line. So it's almost like a free ticket out of the red zone when you can receive a penalty.
Blum, miscommunication, the hooker's throw not finding its target. Bonnie's with it, ball on the turf. St. Bonaventure able to come away with it. That one almost taken the other way. There was plenty of green grass in front of the Golden Bears had they been able to find it. Nicely done going through the phases here. Beautiful passing from the Bonnies. All kinds of room to the open side. Trying to find its way through. The big flanker Conroy. Oh, massive tackle, stiff work there defensively from the Golden Bears, and they win the penalty.
That's a huge play from Kutztown. You see the scrum half for the Bonnies, Seabass Villani, had a crack, and perhaps he didn't quite have the support or the structure that he wanted from his runners, and that was enough time for a huge hit to come in. And the force of the tackle. This isn't out, so potentially a costly error from Kutztown.
3 of our 4 semifinals teams out of the Rugby East. Obviously the caliber there, no surprise to anyone who pays attention to collegiate rugby. Batted back, able to come away with it ultimately. Kutztown responding with a try, successful conversion to take the lead, and they've had the majority of the possession, enjoying it. Territory not in their favor. But the Bonnies have been able to find points since that opening penalty goal just 4 minutes in courtesy of Keelan Coyle. Testing the resolve of the defense, not rolling away, pings there were the Bonnies, and something the Bonnies are going to have to be careful. I've already seen that penalty count start to mount on the side of the men from Allegheny.
That's right, Kitten. Referee Matt Lake could have chosen one of 3 players just lying all over the ground there, not rolling away. Not sure who it was at the end, but that'll teach them to loiter, make it difficult for the Kutztown team to come in and clear that ball.
Matt Lake saying he was going to be focusing on the breakdown, penalties there, rolling away, not releasing. We've seen that early on. Again, our referee assisted by Elena Gregory and Curtis Etheridge for our first semifinal. Again, take the opportunity. Thank you. Glad to have you with us. Referee having a few words with some of the Bonnies. See the big lock, Ricky Rose there, the red scrum cap, along with his hooker, Mark Blum. 2 powerful forward packs from both of these sides, and they will both be looking to show their dominance. A good kick there, finding touch, able to flip field. Well, looks like they're actually going to put this one back at midfield. Thought that one may have found its way into St. Bonaventure territory. Not the case. There's our assistant referee right on the spot. Line out stolen away, right to Rose. Now the Bonnies looking to find something. Big flanker Conroy still rumbling, finally brought to ground. Quick to the breakdown are the Bonnies, looking for something outside with the wing, Mendenhall. Now Steffens unable to step back through. Another penalty at the breakdown, this time going against the Golden Bears.
Here's that line-out steal, Kit. Really impressed with the handling as well. Straight off the line-out, a quick turnover, and they just moved the ball quickly. They already had the back row players in play. That's some really clever handling. Got them well over the gain line and into this position. And under a lot of pressure, Kutztown now. You see they gave away a penalty at the breakdown, so prime location here for the Bonnies.
Big opportunity for St. Bonaventure to respond, maybe take the lead, retake the lead, I should say. Mark, you see how quickly the Bonnies able to turn that poor line-out throw into meters gain, quickly going through the hands, using the open territory here on the near side. Both these sides, very quick strike attack. Batted backwards, able to find the hands of Blum. Sebastiano Giuliani, scrum half. Looking to go to the blind side. Oh, that one finds the big loose head. Ethan Dumbe still rumbling. Finds his flanker Conroy. But a foot in touch just shy of the try line. Nice hands from the big front row.
Was nice hands. And you see here, you see Gelhaus just running out of the line. He picked his opposite man. He thought he might be getting the ball. And that allowed some space out wide. Some scrambling defense to come across there and save the try, but they are under immense pressure at the moment now, Kutztown.
A lot expected of the big lock, Matt Gelhaus, all 6'5", 240 pounds, the senior out of Cincinnati, injured earlier this year, but now back, and he is one of the keys for the Golden Bears.
Some miscommunication between scrum half and first receiver. Not expecting the ball, expect it to go perhaps out a little wider.
When he saw the first receiver, that ball coming to him, he wasn't not looking at that ball at all, immediately looked up, but the whistle had blown. And that is a miscommunication you could not have in a semifinal.
This is why in these situations, Kit, it's so important to have your red zone exit strategies dialed in. You're under so much pressure from the defense. Any little error could be extremely costly, as we are witnessing right now.
Bonnie's scrum will reset just about halfway through our first 40 minutes. You're just joining us. It was a quick start. All points coming in the opening 8. Coyle with the penalty goal for the Bonnies. Golden Bears responded just 4 minutes later with a try and a successful conversion to take the lead. See which one of these sides has the ascendancy here in the scrum. Good attacking platform provided for the Bonnies. Seabass able to find his man, but met by a wall of Golden Bears. Just about 5 meters out. Looking inside that time, Bigler. Big forward, unable to make meters. Giuliani. Little pick and go, nowhere to go for the Bonnies. Another opportunity, and again stuffed right at the gain line. Giuliani bringing it back, able to find Steffens. Steffens now with Coyle. Coyle looking to dance. Rose. Able to get over that 5-meter line. A big tackle on the number 8. Montenegro couldn't find a way through. Nicely done cleaning things up. Bonaventure, I should say, retaining possession, trying to make meters the hard way. Well organized defensively are the Golden Bears. Flyhalf trying to find something. His number 8, a little dummy, but nowhere to go with it. Gelhaus in amongst the Golden Bears there with the tackle. Advantage being played for the Bonnies. They will take it quickly, looking inside, across and down. I believe that was the loose head. St. Bonaventure quickly across after the restart. So waiting for confirmation that that was big number one who dotted it down. But one thing we don't need confirmation of, it's the Bonnies back on top.
It was bound to happen, Kit. Just way too much pressure. They had that territory. But credit must go where it's due, and that is to the defense up until that point of Kutztown. Just denying pick after pick. You said the Bonnies were doing it the hard way, trying to make yards the hard way. Well, it's because Kutztown were making it hard with their defense. Solid defensive effort. But that penalty in the end just killed them.
Coyle good on the conversion, and that makes it 10-7. Bonnies on top. The big loose head, Ethan Doom, the man, well, an appropriate name there. I think when you see him with the ball in his hands bearing down, that is, you want to get as low as possible trying to make that tackle.
It's impending doom, isn't it? And he's got ball in hand. Well, what a game we have here, kids. Sorry, I just had to jump over you there. It's exciting stuff here in the semifinal.
No, just about to say back and forth. And this is exactly what you would expect in this kind of match in a semifinal. The Bonnies early with that 3-0 lead. Kutztown coming back. The try, successful conversion, and now the response from St. Bonaventure. Bit of space here. Oh, just tripped up. Little ankle tap maybe bringing the man to ground. No doubt there will be a response from the Golden Bears. Still plenty of time remaining here in the first half. For a little kick through, this one setting up for the fullback into the hands of Alex Chura, the co-captain. Another whistle at the breakdown, and not releasing. We mentioned the penalty count starting to mount. St. Bonaventure not doing themselves any favors.
Well, that was a good kick chase from Kutztown. Clever kicker behind. It was easy for Chura to pick that one up, and he flew onto that, but he got himself isolated. He went into the chasing players of the Bears. Didn't have the support he needed. And now, with that counter-attacking effort and getting isolated, giving the penalty, it's now handed over territory and possession for the Golden Bears. Let's see what they can do.
Gray able to find his target in Gelhaus. And now the ball. Pushed backwards, stout defending from the Bonnies, looking for it all. Big tackle there. See the battle at the breakdown. Kutztown trying to find a way outside. Nifty feet. Twinkle toes here, cuts inside. Golden Bears electing to come back to the near side. Oh, has a man. What an offload. Lets the defender fly by. And finally bundled into touch. Defense coming up aces for the Bonnies.
Wonderful defense from the Bonnies. And this was shortly after the tackle from Steffens flying in. Greg Steffens has impressed me at number 12 for the Bonnies. Number of occasions he's shut down the attack. Keep an eye on him with his tackling and the way that he reads the play. The Bears did well to recycle, get it out wide. And you see the swarming black jerseys coming across the field, just denying Kutztown any access to the try line.
Opportunity for both sides. Catch their breath, get a bit of hydration as Bonnie's trainer out taking a look. I believe that is Conroy, the flanker. Conroy has been very impressive. You can say that for just about any of the 30 men on the field. The talent they have, the depth, the reserve benches as well, the reason they have made their way here. Just our first semifinal today. Again, we will have Penn State, the 2 seed, taking on the 3 seed Queens, and that is a battle in contrast. Penn State, they've been playing rugby for 60 years. Queens, I believe this is their 5th, possibly their 6th season, so it is definitely the old versus the new guard in that second semifinal.
I've been really impressed, Kit, with both teams mixing up the play early on in this game. So much at stake in the semi-final, but they're willing to throw the ball wide, side to side. Certainly makes for a great spectacle.
Batted back, Conroy coming out to take it. So often you see sides that get to a semifinal, get to a final, and they get tight. They get away from what has brought them to that pinnacle. Neither of these sides doing that. They're both playing to their game, continuing to play the pattern that has gotten them here to the Final Four. Able to clear the lines from inside the in-goal area. Maybe not as much as the Bonnies would have wanted, but it will relieve the pressure at least momentarily.
Well, again, that's a case for a good exit strategy. You saw that was a great clearing kick from behind, but under a lot of pressure, not much of an angle.
Conroy will have to come off. Some blood there on the mouth of the flanker. It'll be number 19, Casey McGlory, coming on. Bellhouse, nice take from the big second row. Able to establish the maul. Advantage for the Golden Bears. Electing to go to the blind side, a little room along the touchline, able to tightrope it. Finally, out they go, a bit of space. If they can send that one wide. Low pass picked up off the kneecaps. Looking to cut back in. Give a lot of credit to this Bonaventure's defense, quickly getting out wide, sealing things. Looking for the drop goal, I believe. Something you rarely see these days.
See the referee's bringing it all the way back. That was an extremely long advantage. He's called a penalty against the Bonnies for bringing down the maul illegally after that drive. It seems like an age ago that happened. He allowed Kutztown to put it through multiple phases, and perhaps that's what that field goal attempt, the drop goal, was, knowing that there was still advantage. And why not? Let's have a crack. If not, let's bring it over to the side, and no doubt you're going to try and bring it down and drive it over that try line.
O'Connell sends it out into touch, the Joburg native and a member of the Rugby United New York Academy, and a great thing for you and I, obviously our work with Major League Rugby, to see so many of these young men in Major League Rugby academies. We've seen the New England Free Jacks represented, Rugby United New York, just to name a few. Oh, missed communication, poor throw right into the hands of a Bonnie. What an opportunity missed as that one found Corey Radka. I think it found him more than he found it. Oh, miscue, back it went, so play will continue. Referee allowing the play to continue. And then the knock on. But he will play as it ends up right with the Golden Bears. Golden Bears down the far touchline, maybe trying to do a bit too much as helter-skelter these last few minutes from both sides. Kutztown still with possession. Big forward there with a tough carry. Again, getting that forward pack involved. Big men met by a pair of Bonnies. You know, that certainly takes it out of the defense, having to continue to make these tackles on forward after forward. Hear the response from the Bonnies defensively. They are starting to bring it. Ferocious defense. Looking to clear the ruck, couldn't. 10 minutes remaining in our first half. Just a 3-point affair between our 1 seed, St. Bonaventure University, and our 5 seed, Kutztown University. And another penalty, another whistle.
Well, Kit, originally I thought it was Kutztown that were leading the way in terms of defense and showing how it's done, but now the Bonnies have really stepped up, defending their try line like their life depends on it. And the Golden Bears struggling for an answer here. They've had the majority of territory these last 5 minutes. And the Bonnies aren't just hanging on, but they are applying immense pressure, forcing turnovers like this one that you're watching right now. If they can win this line out, get themselves into the half of Kutztown, that is a great escape.
Bonnie's flanker, Matt Conroy, back on after the blood substitution. Will take the line out. Good throw, able to find his target right to Rose. Big second row, been impressive, particularly in the line out. Mark, to your previous point, Kutztown a lot of territory. They've enjoyed it, but haven't been able to turn it into points. Across the 10. Bonnie's looking to find something, possibly extend this lead. Plenty of time remaining. Rose. Seabass quick to the breakdown, finds his front row. Now outside, into the hands of Steffens. Steffens with a step. Out to Conroy. It's going to be a race to the try line. No one will catch him. And diving to dot it down is Matt Conroy. Wisely brings it closer to the post for a easier conversion. And what a job turning defense to offense for the Bonnies.
And they can take a lot of confidence, not just from this 5-pointer. It should turn into 7 because the number 7, Conroy, brings it all the way around. But to be defending for so long, turning it around, and moments later bringing it all the way back for the try. They spread the ball from side to side. They deserve to be out in front by 15 points to 7.
These two teams met less than a month ago. Combined, it was 29 points. Bonaventure coming away with a 17-12 victory, and we're well on pace to surpass that point total. Coyle up and through, remains perfect to split the uprights every time he's had the opportunity. And now 17-7, Bonnie's on top. Pair of successful conversions in that opening penalty goal from Keelan Coyle.
So Kutztown, they just need to hit back, tighten things up a little bit at the breakdown when they have the ball in hand. Keep getting over that advantage line, maybe spread the ball a little wider.
We saw that in their try earlier, their only try thus far for the Golden Bears. They were using that speed, getting it wide into the hands of the wings. Both these teams a lot of speed. Both like to get it wide if possible, but it's certainly been the Bonnies who've been the better of the two sides in doing that. You see that reflected in the scoreline.
Let's not forget that line out they squandered too. Kit, that was crucial for them.
It's a great point. In that situation, 5 meters out, right into the hands of Corey Radka. That is a mistake that you just cannot afford to make, particularly in a semifinal. Massive hit right there coming in. The big man up front, I believe that was Quan Penn, the tight head, introducing himself. And now looking to nuke the ruck. Penn obviously playing with a bit of confidence after the tackle. And passing, looking out wide, able to tightrope, stays in play. Bonnie's unable to send the ball carrier into touch. Kaiway, the Utah native, the scrum half. Top 25 athletes in the Beehive State his senior year. Looking for the line break, not there again. Penn, part of the tackle for the Bonnies. Just 5 minutes remaining in our first half. Can Kutztown cut into this 10-point deficit? Highway. Looking to fend off one. That was Seabass, I believe, one of the great nicknames. Hopefully by the end of this day, my partner will have bestowed a few more on some of these young men. They're unable. This one spills forward. Bonnie's happy to take the gift. And we've seen this a few times from the Golden Bears, these long possessions going through the phases. We mentioned how much time they've had ball in hand, but they've only been able to turn it into a single try.
They showed a lot of perseverance and patience there, especially with this Bonnies defense. And one thing I will say about the Bonnies defense, they were able to get off the line and force Kutztown back time after time. They spent a lot of time around their halfway line. They need to see these big tackles here. One thing they need to be careful of is they're flirting with that offside line. I predict that the Bonnies are probably going to get a little warning. They might even have a penalty for offside, especially with the assistant referee on the line. He's going to be putting the message in that, hey, these black jerseys are starting to creep a little bit too far forward on the defensive line. But at the moment, they're getting away with it, and they're forcing this Kutztown team backward.
Put in by Sebastiano Miliani.
Sorry.
Now looking to come here to the open side. Little kick. We'll see if the chase is there for the Bonnies. This one's sitting up and fielded by Quinn. Quinn looking for space. Able to find a teammate with the offload. Good pursuit there from the forwards for the Bonnies. Time now starting to become of the essence if the Golden Bears are going to find points in this first half. 10-point lead, certainly far from insurmountable, but you know that Doc Jones, he really would have loved to see his side find points before they head to the sheds for the halftime break.
They're not going to do it this way. Again, just that stifling defense. Kutztown seem to be running out of answers in offense. Showing some good patience, but they need a little bit more than that. Perhaps they can find the edge of the Bonnies defense a little bit more rather than taking them on through the middle. But they have managed to find some leeway. They're just not backing that up. Once they make that line break, they need to really pour in, get some quick ball, and then attack with some vigor, probably out a little bit wider. That seems to be the key.
Mark, this is a big penalty goal attempt coming for Coyle and the Bonnies. Can they make it a 13-point advantage with less than 2 minutes remaining before that halftime whistle? Coyle perfect thus far, a penalty goal and 2 successful conversions. He's not missed any of his kicks. Can he make it 4 for 4? Coyle just a bit short. The accuracy was there, but just a few meters lacking on that kick from Coyle.
Just lets the Golden Bears off the hook a little bit now. Not going for a lot of distance with that dropout, and this could be dangerous now.
Still over a minute remaining before that halftime whistle. Mr. Lake, obviously the man who keeps time down on the pitch. Penn batted back. Yes. Penn cleaning things up at the ruck. Seabass. Now with Rose at the 10-meter line. Liani has that one charged down and ends up with the Golden Bears. Kutztown with an opportunity here. They have numbers. A beautiful pass, able to find the man looking for the support line. Not there. Maybe a try-saving tackle coming through from the fullback, Chura. And not releasing, you see the response from the Bonnies. A huge penalty going against the Golden Bears.
The hands here was exceptional. Now watch this, that last pass, beautiful, but you said the support line, he's in front of the man. He needs to hold his depth. The ball carrier wanted to give it in, but I'm going to have to give a forward pass if I give it back inside. So it's just one of those little things that inches matter.
Ventura, the co-captain, comes up, makes the massive tackle, not releasing the call against the Golden Bears. And halftime, to the sheds we go. Our first semifinal, 40 minutes in. And at the break, it is the 1 seed, St. Bonaventure, leading Kutztown 17-7.
It's exciting so far, Kit. Can't wait for the second half.
Stick with us. Halftime here in the Keystone State.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
University and college rugby teams. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Your design, your logos, your colors. Includes jerseys, shorts, and socks. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Learn more at rhinorugby.com.
play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
University.
Halftime here in Reading, Pennsylvania, the campus of Penn State University Burks. Our first men's Division I NCR semifinal, and at the break, it is the 1 seed St. Bonaventure Bonnies leading the 5 seed Kutztown Golden Bears 17-7. A beautiful day in the Keystone State. Glad to have you with us. Hope you'll join us for our second semifinal featuring the 2 seed Penn State Nittany Lions and the 3 seed Queens University Royals. I'd like to remind you that Rhino Rugby is the official equipment and ball of National Collegiate Rugby. From hit shields and tackle bags to rugby balls and custom team wear, Rhino has it all. Unmatched worldwide, Rhino products will ensure your training and gameplay and will elevate to the next level. Visit rhinorugby.com today for all of your rugby needs. Stick with us. Just about 4 minutes away from half number 2 between the Bonnies and the Golden Bears.
play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Moments away from the start of half number 2 here at Penn State University Burks. Glad to have you with us in Reading, PA. Beautiful afternoon. Temperature just above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Sunny. Could not ask for better rugby weather alongside Commonwealth Games medalists. Mark Sabina, I'm Kit McConico. A very entertaining first half between the Bonnies and the Golden Bears, Mark. It was the Bonnies who were able to get on top. They found a penalty goal just 4 minutes in, courtesy of Keelan Coyle. And then back and forth, the Bears came back. A successful conversion. And it was 7-3 in favor of Kutztown there just 8 minutes in. But the rest of the half, at least on the scoreboard, belonged to St. Bonaventure.
Thoroughly enjoyed that half. And aren't St. Bonaventure playing like a number 1 seed? They seem to shift gears toward the latter part of that first half. Defense is outstanding, but once again, they need to be careful with that offside line. If Kutztown are any chance here, the referee's going to keep the Bonnies honest in that department.
We saw some big hits defensively. The tight head, Juan Penn, and the number 8, Montenegro, coming up and introducing themselves to the Golden Bears. But you're right about flirting with danger when it comes to offside. They were not pinged in the first half. We'll see if they're able to clean things up in that regard. See if Tui Osborne, a few words for his charges. I think, by and large, Coach Osborne, he'll be very pleased with what he's seen from his side through 40 minutes.
Most definitely. They need to keep it going, because in their quarterfinal match, they did drop away in that second half with a little bit of complacency.
Nice take on the line out. Bellhouse back in the starting 15. The senior out of Cincinnati, USA U23 All-American. Came through that Walnut Hills Rugby Football Club. Penalty going against the Bonnies. Again, Matt Lake, our referee, assisted by Helena Gregory and Curtis Etheridge for our first semifinal. Hope you'll stick with us for the second as well. That'll be coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Next Level Rugby YouTube. Also have it for you on the NCR Facebook page as well. And take the opportunity again to welcome you. Thank you for joining us, wherever you may be joining us from. Those of you pulling for the Golden Bears, pulling for the Bonnies, and the neutral fans amongst you as well. And you can certainly see Kutztown looking to come out. They want to take advantage. They want to be the aggressor here in half number 2. They enjoyed a lot of possession in the first 40 minutes. Not as much territory, but only able to turn that possession into a single try. Bundled up. Nice tackle there from Peach, the outside center. Looking to go back through the open side. Both of these teams, when they get it wide, they are dangerous. Kaiway quick to the breakdown. Nice offload there. And for Kutztown, I really think that is where you would like to see them. Kaiway's doing a good job, quick to the breakdown. He's getting a clean ball out, but they need to get it out wide. They need to get it to the danger men. Kudikashvili, the Georgian wing, we haven't called his name once tonight. Also very impressive center pairing with Stinson and Nolan, but they haven't had many opportunities with ball in hand.
You're right, Kit. They need to get more possession there and get some go forward as well. Keep it simple early. Just get going. Just want to take us back a couple of plays. A little concerning was the tackle from Corey Ratka for Bonnies. He came up clutching at his shoulder and his elbow. It would be a huge blow for them if that continued to bother him.
Yeah, the flanker influential through the first 40 minutes. Certainly they want to keep him on the pitch as much as they possibly can, as we will reset the scrum. Two impressive front rows. Doom, Blum, Penn for the Bonnies. Rahidi, Gray, and Rogers. Miles Rahidi, the freshman out of Nairobi, member of Kenya's U20 side. He's with them at the 2019 Junior Worlds in Brazil. Seabass gets it back. Nice little inside ball. Sebastiano rolling forward. His halfback mate there able to come quickly with it. There is Ratka. No worse for wear, it appears. The man with the number 6 on his back for the Bonnies trying to find a way through. Mendenhall. Sebastiano Vigliani, he and his brother Lorenzo, both on this side. Seabass, the man with the 9 on his back, his brother, the wing with number 11, both Italians. Had to make a few adjustments from the European game to the American Collegiate game, and physicality chiefly among them.
We've seen plenty of physicality here today, Kit. It's unrelenting. Expect to see that in the semi-finals, National College Rugby. We expect to see some more.
Scrum starting to wheel. Vigliani able to get it out in time, finds his halfback pair, a little ball over the top. That one bounces and off the knees, knocked on, could not hold it. The idea was there, the execution lacking just a bit.
I was just about to say that. Saw the space. It was just, he just didn't commit to that pass. He floated that one over the top. Keelan Coyle. I'm not sure if he was actually in two minds as to which one of the players he wanted to float it to. There were two out wide, and it sort of landed in between. And you can also give the defence some credit for applying enough pressure to have him force the pass like that. As you said, Kutztown, had they not forced that error, they were in trouble.
They were indeed. Kaiway puts in big push. What a job from the forwards for the Bonnies. I say that. The scrum not straight. You see the big men up front, Doom, Blum, Penn, showing their chops in the set piece.
Opportunity now for Kutztown. Still might want to get a little bit more, commit to some more yardage on those kicks. They need to get back up into the territory of Bonnies, and they'll have watched the Bonnies match against Mary Washington, as they got out to a 25-0 lead at the halftime break and then allowed Mary Washington to come back and score. They ended up posting 2 more tries themselves, but there's an opportunity now for Kutztown to fight back.
Mark, that's a great point. That victory they had over the 7-seed Mary Washington, ultimately 39-7. But things getting a little tighter in that second half because they took their foot off the gas. Conversely, in the quarterfinal there at New Rochelle, it was Kutztown, the 5-seed, who took down the 4-seed Iona in a very impressive performance from the Golden Bears, coming away with that 54-24 victory. A bit of an upset, at least on paper, as it was a 5-seed over the 4-seed. But I think anyone who's seen the Golden Bears play this year, it'd be hard to argue that that was much of an upset. Take the opportunity to let you know that NCR teams can save 50% on custom kits. Rhino Rugby and Penn Mutual, they have teamed together to save National Collegiate Rugby teams thousands. Rhino Rugby, they will work with your team to design your next kit with Penn Mutual logo on it. Penn Mutual, they will then cover half the cost of your college's rugby kit, including jerseys, shorts, and socks. Can't beat that deal. Go to rhinorugby.com and start designing your custom kit today. Inside, able to find the center. That Peach, it's a rare carry. Yanni finds Coyle. Give the scrum half, Sebastiano, a ton of credit. He is always quick to the breakdown. It seems like always comes with an accurate and clean ball. There again, will come to the blind side. Oh, finds a bit of space with the fullback, Chura. Chura fins one off. Oh, massive tackle laid to ground was Conroy. Lucky to hang on. Little kick over from Mendenhall. The chase not theirs. See Josh Smith with the 23, who's come on off the reserves bench for the Bonnies.
Wow, he was just lined up from a mile away, wasn't he, Matt Conroy? But as you mentioned, Kit did extremely well to maintain possession, lay it back. And this penalty, actually, I thought that might have been the case when you saw the winger put the kick in. That was Mendenhall, and then just completely blocked by the defensive line to get through. Referee on the spot there to see that. Calling obstruction on the defense. This could be a costly error right now, Kit.
Indeed, Coyle using that boot to perfection. Ewan Coyle just one miss off the tee in the first half. He was 3 of 4, 2 conversions, and 1 of 2 in penalty goals. The only one he missed was at the final stage of half number 1, and that was from just about 40 meters out. Couldn't split the uprights. Gelhaus there, nicely done from the big second row for the Golden Bears. Mentioned what a difference he is coming back into the starting lineup along with Gray and It's the South African. Haven't seen as much from the South African number 8 as the Golden Bears would have hoped. 10 minutes into the second half, neither side able to put points up. Our halftime score remains. Big prop, unable to get much going there. Tackle from Montenedo. Looking for the knock on. Referee allowing play to continue. It's down in a dangerous situation, and they will clear the lines. Chura surveys. Now finds Mendenhall. Mendenhall. Looked like he had Coyle had he elected to offload it. Battle at the breakdown. Rose keeps the legs churning. And almost knocked away. It's the Bonnies pinged at the breakdown. We mentioned the battle at the breakdown was going to be crucial.
Yeah, certainly pushing the boundaries at the ruck now are the Golden Bears. Forcing a little error for the Bonnies right then. After being under immense pressure, just trying to get out of their red zone. That's another area that I believe they can or need to elevate. Tighten that up so that when they're in trouble, when they're in the red zone, they have some confidence to come out of it cleanly, get themselves well out of that zone, because here they are fighting themselves still in their own territory.
Kutztown making a change at scrum half. They have brought Kaiway off. Oh, poor pass, not finding the target, and lucky Golden Bears able to fall on that one, but the whistle comes in. Go against the Bonnies. Fortunate for Kutztown.
You'll see here, it was an intentional knockdown disguised as an attempted tackle.
Smith did a very good job. He had one hand on the ball. He made it look like he was going for the tackle, and he saw the reserve back coming on, but a referee, Mr. Lake, on the spot. He saw the intentional knock.
For those that may have caught the recent internationals, autumn internationals, it was reminiscent of Kurtley Beale's yellow card against Wales. Came in for the tackle, but stuck the arm out at the same time. Nearly got away with it.
Mr. Smith should have learned from the Australian internationals card. He did not, but he doesn't see a card. Oh, taken chance here, looking for the offload. Oh, just too much on the pass. And that's simply one you just have to lay into the hands of your teammate. Now Coyle, a bit of room. Coyle, fly half, finds his flanker. Back, oh, tried to find Coyle again, and maybe a bit too much on that final pass from Conroy. Conroy would have been better served just to go to ground and wait for the support. Obviously, much easier said from up here in the broadcast booth. Back we will come for the penalty. The physicality just continues to amp up.
And I think it's taking its toll on the Golden Bears. This is what I believe has been a major difference between the two teams. They've had plenty of opportunities, Kutztown. They squandered, and of course, here they are in their attacking structure, unable to shut down the counter-attacking ability of St. Bonaventure. And they just seem, as you see them now, look at the shape of the maroon and white jerseys. They seem tired. They're not getting back into position. as quick as the Bonnies. And it is really showing now. They're hanging on for dear life, Kutztown.
Mark, to your point, you remember that first try for the Bonnies, that they took it almost the length of the pitch. It was a mistake. Kutztown, they were 5 meters out, and then Coyle and mates took it the length of the pitch, found that opening try for St. Bonaventure. Did a very good job pouncing on those mistakes are the Bonnies. Radka. Otineru, the number 8. Coyle. Able to fend off one, still with Coyle. Has a man. He will come back. See the reaction. Chura, he thought he was in. It was going to be try time for the Bonnies fullback, but not to be.
I didn't quite see what the referee called there. It is obstruction. Thought it might have been. And keep an eye out now on Keelan Coyle. He seems to be finding some space and looking at running the ball a little bit more as the defense starts to open up.
As you start to see some heavy legs on the pitch, that is not the case for number 10 in black, Coyle. He's found another gear. Big line out here for Gray, the Scot. The man from Edinburgh will need a good throw. Has it. Good job finding it wide. A little kick through. Chase not there. On top of it first was Steffens. Steffens has had an impressive match for the Bonnies. Yes, another one of the reserves coming on for St. Bonaventure. Right at the logo, we will see the men who have that logo on their jersey, the Nittany Lions of Penn State, making a short trip over from Happy Valley for our second semifinal, and they take on the Royals of Queens University. But right now, all the focus is on the Bonnies and the Golden Bears.
And great defense from the Golden Bears. Getting off the line quickly themselves, taking a page out of the Bonnies' book defensively. So again, creating some turnovers for themselves. They're just unable to capitalize at the moment. Could this be, and this needs to be the moment as time is ticking away to get back into this match. You just get the feeling, Kit, that if the Bonnies get another score, they might run away with this match. So this is a huge moment for Kutztown.
Just about to say, Kutztown, if their only try conversion, that came 8 minutes in. They have not put points on the scoreboard since that 8-minute mark of half number 1. And you know that somewhere deep in the recesses, that is there. Ping for not releasing are the Bonnies, and this is a great opportunity for Kutztown to bring out the T. Penalty goal attempt. See if you can put 3 on and cut this to a 1-score match.
I think it's a wise decision. Not the easiest kick. Got some distance. It is in front. But yeah, just to get something for their efforts. As you mentioned, Kit, then they're only a converted try away from drawing the match as opposed to feeling like you're 2 scores away. They've been trying time and time again to get themselves over the try line and have failed. So this could give them a little momentum shift.
I believe that is O'Connell, Johannesburg native and Rugby United of New York Academy man. And the South African to make it a 1-score game. Does so just enough, and what a penalty kick that is. A huge 3 points for the Golden Bears.
Beautiful kick from O'Connell, giving his team some reward for their defensive efforts. Wasted no time once they got inside the territory of the Bonnies, just to get themselves back in the game with 3 points. They still trail by 7, but that's going to feel a little better.
And momentum-wise, they hadn't put points on in almost 30 minutes of gameplay. They had to put points on the board and cut it to a one-score, a try and a successful conversion as this kick is charged down right into the hands of Rose. The big co-captain in second row. He wanted pay dirt himself. Yanni will keep it. Still on his feet is the scrum half. Chura. Down the first receiver. That time it was Coyle. Looking inside, and it's going to be the second row mate. Lock to lock, Andrew Bigler with the response. Try-time Bonnies, and that is what good teams do. When they concede, they come back immediately with points of their own.
And once again, that try comes off the back of Kutztown struggling to get out of their own zone. It's the second time the kick's been charged down. As you see, into the hands of the Bonnies in a very dangerous area. Scrambling to get back in defense with the Golden Bears, and moments later, the clever pass, the line from Bigler, the sleight of hand from Conroy combining beautifully. You expect to see that from the back line, not necessarily the big fellas of the forwards.
Yeah, mislabeled. That was Conroy with the assist. A beautiful offload from Conroy, and the flanker has had a fantastic afternoon. Coyle tacks on two with the conversion, and just like that, the Bonnies extend their lead yet again at 24-10. It was 7. In the blink of an eye, it's back to a 14-point lead for St. Bonaventure.
And only moments earlier, we were just saying how Kutztown are back in this match. 3 points, perhaps a momentum shift. The Bonnies had other ideas.
Golden Bears had cut it to a 7-point deficit, and less than 60 seconds later, it is back to 14. And that is deflating. When you're the Golden Bears, you've come out, you've found points, your defense has bowed its neck, and then all of a sudden, St. Bonaventure just marches right down the pitch with the try, and Coyle with the successful conversion to boot.
Contest in the air. Yeah, he was taken just fraction before his feet hit the ground. A costly error. This is where the Golden Bears are struggling in this match, Kit.
Smith with the kick. And we will come back as Seabass wisely pulling his number 8 away. That time it was Nicolas Lotineru who was trying to have a few words there. You see things starting to get a little chippy, and what's at stake. Both these sides, they know it. The season, for one, will come to a conclusion today. The other, they will head to Houston, a chance to play for a national championship next weekend.
See what's happening now. The penalty coming to where the ball landed, not from where the ball was kicked.
That's a big break for St. Bonaventure and Coyle. Coyle, a chipping wedge of a right boot. He can put it on the money. More changes coming as we get within 17 minutes remaining and trying to get fresh legs out on the pitch. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, if Kutztown is going to find something, they need to find points quickly. They can ill afford to let the Bonnies extend this lead any further. Nice steal at the line out from the Golden Bears. Exactly what they needed, but still deep inside their own end. Trying to get over the 22. Referee making sure that Bonnies stay onside. And a change at scrum half for the Golden Bears. This kick out into touch.
Well, that's some relief, Kit, but I'll maintain what I've been saying. That seems to be an area that they have struggled compared to the Bonnies, and that is coming out of their own 22. Again, you can put that down to the defensive pressure of St. Bonaventure as well, combining, but Kutztown need to get out of their zone a lot more effectively than they have.
Well executed line out from the Bonnies. Carry there. Radka. Yanni trying to find a bit of space. What an offload. Going to ground and still able to find his man. James Aiken, the big front row. That one finding him. Not releasing. Looking for the quick restart. Mendenhall. Almost turned over. Conroy, what a match he's had. Bonnies inside the 22. Another try, and that may well put the nail in this one. St. Bonaventure, their fans could just about start booking those travel arrangements down to the Lone Star State. Coyle, little chip over. Thought he was obstructed. No whistle from the referee.
Well, you mentioned nail in the coffin, Kit. I think perhaps the captain / coaches of the Bonnies might be a little upset with Simon Mendenhall for taking that quick tap. You can't help thinking that 3 points really puts them out, because they are two converted tries away from drawing this match. 14 minutes is enough time to do that. But if they put another 3 on top with a penalty kick, and that was a kickable kick, that would have put this game surely out of reach. But they're still alive at the moment, Kutztown.
And particularly when you think about the caliber of goal kicker they have, and Keelan Coyle, what he's been able to do today, why not give him the opportunity to put his side up 17? Able to break through. Nice line break. Looking for the support. Finds it. Much better here from the Golden Bears, but they need to turn it into points. And all kinds of extracurriculars taking place at the ruck, but no whistle from Mr. Lake. Quite surprised that that was the case in that situation.
Couldn't help feeling that was perhaps offside. Just diving in, diving over the top. You would normally see a penalty for that. And perhaps that's exactly what he's given. So Kutztown now with a chance. They have to make this stick. Do they go to the corner? Kit try and drive themselves over the try line. It's failed them before, so perhaps they're a little gun shy with that option. They are going to go to the line.
O'Connell is indeed going to go to the corner, but as you so correctly said, it has not been good to them. The line out trying to establish that driving maul. Things will have to change here because time is certainly of the essence. Less than 13 minutes remaining and down 2 tries and 2 successful conversions. Able to complete the first step, but couldn't establish the maul. Some stiff defending from the Bonnies, and their forwards never shy of a tackle. Kutztown keeping things in sight. First receiver trying to find a bit of space, nothing there. See if they elect to go wide. Now they do. Batted on. Oh, what a job there. Beautiful little tap pass. But still shy of that 5-meter line. And the penalty against the Golden Bears. What a turn. You see the reaction from St. Bonaventure.
Yeah, very unfortunate for the Golden Bears. Some lovely enterprising play out wide, looking for that channel. They found some space, but then the cover defense coming across, wrapping up the wing. Look at that pass, and then the fast feet. But then the replacement for the Bonaventure, Josh Smith, gets his mitts in there, and then in come the reinforcements. It's a maul. And if Kutztown can't get the ball out in that maul, then the rules are the Bonnies can just flop on top, stifle the ball, and it's a turnover.
Gray and Chura there as well for the Bonnies. Right now, St. Bonaventure, Sui Osborne and his staff, one eye on the pitch, one eye on the clock. O'Connell as a man, good line, finding a bit of space, another well-run support line. Could the Golden Bears be in business? Oh my, just took his eyes off it, and that was enough for the Bonaventure defense to come in. Back on the other side of the 22 now is Kutztown. Quick tap and go. That time Hayden Smith, the replacement scrum half.
This could be a yellow card.
We've not seen a yellow thus far, and it appears that will remain the case.
You see that quick tap and then just way offside, preventing Kutztown making any inroads there and being so close to the line. That's why I thought that is what we call a professional foul.
Coyle gambling there that he wasn't going to see yellow, and he gambled correctly. He did not. This is an opportunity the Golden Bears have to make the most of. They need a try. And as I say that, this one's stolen away. Bonnie's somehow able to come away with it. The line's cleared by Liani. Need to get it out wide. A bit of space if they can find it. Smith pursuing defensively. Chance here, cutting inside. O'Connell. Wrapped up by Coyle. Big front row. Continues to rumble. Now finally brought to ground shy of the 22. Tried to rip it away, looking to dispossess the Golden Bears. Bouncing up and lost it. Ball went backwards. Not releasing the call, says Mr. Lake. And again, it is at the point where O'Connell, Kutztown, they have no choice. There will be no bringing out the tee at this point. They have to find that in-goal area, and it needs to be try time 2 times over.
They're being handed every opportunity. We must give some credit to the Bonnies' defense, but surely it just takes a bit of execution now. This is not their strong point, we've seen already. But if they can just execute one of these lineouts to a tight driving maul, drive it over the line. But I'd love to see Aaron Gray over on the far side with some space with the ball in hand. He looks so dangerous.
Gray's not had the opportunity. We know he's a game changer. They need to give him that chance with ball in hand. Looking to cut through. Big tackle. Montineru, the number 8 on the spot. Coyle giving up some pounds, but not shying away from that tackle. Looking to spin, tried to dot it down. There is the call. Able to muscle it down for the try. And it could not have come at a better time for Kutztown.
Keeping this semi-final alive. The crowd love it. You can hear we're in for a final 7 minutes to remember. If Kutztown can add the extras, they need to score the conversion kick here, and it's going to be tough. But that was great pressure, and we said, Kit, it was bound to happen. Surely they can't keep getting opportunity after opportunity in this part of the field and not score the try. They've done that, but man, what a difficult conversion attempt this will be. This is to keep their hopes alive, in my belief.
O'Connell, 6'1", 210 pounds senior, a finance and personal finance planning major. He knows a few things about making money and taking care of it. He needs to take care of this conversion. Rugby East Freshman of the Year back in 2018. If he's unable to split the uprights, it will be a huge sigh of relief on the Bonnies sideline. O'Connell unable to do it. Could not complete the conversion. A 9-point lead remains for the Bonnies in under 6 minutes remaining.
Stranger things have happened, Kit, in rugby. 5.5 minutes is certainly enough time to post 2 scores. They will have to play out of their skin above and beyond the way that they've been playing Kutztown. I feel like the Bonnies might have just taken their foot off the pedal. But the Golden Bears are capable, and maybe they've got some confidence, but they have to score in the next minute.
And interesting you mentioned that, because St. Bonaventure, they did that a bit in that quarterfinal match, even though they came away with that handily 39-7 victory over Mary Washington. They took the foot off the gas in half number 2, and you would think that's something Tui Osborne had really hammered into his side this week, that we have to play the full 80 minutes. Tense times on both sidelines. St. Bonaventure with that 9-point lead as O'Connell was unable to complete the conversion. Certainly in a better position. Big hit coming through. Radka. Corey Radka, he is playing out of his skin, to use your term.
Potentially a match-winning play. He lined that up 3 passes earlier. He picked his spot. He anticipated they were going to try and spin it wide, and he zeroed in like a heat-seeking missile.
Now Coyle with an opportunity for that proverbial nail that they've been looking for so long. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Coyle could tack on 3.
They've come up with a big play when it has mattered. The Bonnies, including that play there from Radka.
The men out of Allegheny, New York, even though these 2 schools in bordering states, they're still almost 5 hours apart. Keystone State and Empire State, respectively. As Coyle, no trouble. Pretty as you please. Keelan Coyle with the successful penalty goal.
It still means with 3 minutes to go, 2 converted tries could win the match for Kutztown.
Bonnie's with it right now, maintaining possession, playing clean, not giving up penalties. That's what it's all about for Tui Osborne's side. They don't need more points. They just need to take precious seconds off the clock. Coyle had it not free.
It looked like it was ripped out in the tackle. Referee Matt Lake says it's a knock on. Interesting that the Bonnies went for that option to try and spin the ball wide and run it when they could possibly just lock this one down, keep it tight, even kick it down. And you don't want to give away possession necessarily like this, but still playing some high-risk rugby.
This is a point where you let the big men up front make those carries. You see the push from the forwards for the Bonnies. Smith, replacement scrum half, trying to find a bit of space as he cuts back inside. And turned over, poached at the ruck, or was it?
Now you saw a Kutztown player just coming straight off his feet, supporting that ruck. Flopped over the top of it. Here it is, just not supporting his own body weight, sealing off the ball on the ground.
Sebastiano Vianney, the star scrum half for the Bonnies, the Italian being attended to, and we hope that's nothing more than a cramp. Trainer out, and it appears that that is the case as number 9 pops back up and ready to go. Just about 90 seconds remaining in this one. Again, the winner, they will take on the winner of our match coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Next Level Rugby's YouTube channel, also on NCR Facebook. It'll be the 2-seed Penn State Nittany Lions, a bit of home cooking as they make the trip over from Happy Valley. Home field advantage, I should say. They will be taking on Queen's University out of Charlotte. The Royals making the trip up from the Tar Heel State. The winner of that match will see the winner of this next Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time at beautiful Aviva Stadium in Houston, home of Major League Rugby's Houston SaberCats. Could not think of a better venue for that NCR National Championship final. The road to Houston, and it appears that the Bonnies will indeed be making that trip down to Spacetown. Zineru. 30 seconds remaining, and Bonnie's just looking to kill this one, hold on to it. Mendenhall. Smith able to come away with it. Smith still on his feet, still battling for meters. Coyle with Rose. It has been a team effort. Some standouts. Keelan Coyle, one of them for the Bonnies, is the final whistle. You hear the horn, but it's our referee, Mr. Lake, who keeps the official time down on the pitch. But you not imagine there's a lot of time remaining. And in fact, there is none. The final whistle coming from Matt Lake. And it's all celebrations from St. Bonaventure.
Great victory for Bonnies, playing like a number 1 seed. Kutztown put up a great effort, just not quite as clinical, especially at the opportune moments. They did have opportunities, and they really gave it to St. Bonaventure, kept them on their toes for the entire match. It looked like they might have posted a comeback toward the end. Plenty of highlights all round. Lots of free running. Some great skills and handling. As you see right there, the big fellas putting it through their hands delicately, getting themselves over the advantage line. It was all the Bonnies in the first half. Some great cover defense. This match had it all. Tries aplenty as well, just what the crowd came to see. And big hits. We cannot forget about the big hits.
Couldn't ask for much more in a national semifinal or NCR Men's Division I semi, and it is the 1-seed St. Bonaventure University Bonnies who come away victorious. They will head to Houston. Now the only question is, who will they face? We will know that coming up in a little over 2 hours from now in our next semifinal. We hope you stick with us. Just about 20 minutes. Get up, walk the dog, make a sandwich, and come right back here on Next Level Rugby's YouTube page, as it will be the 2-seed Penn State taking on the 3-seed Queen's University. For our entire crew, for our producer, Nikki Krisick, for Tyler Deutsch, for my partner, the one and only Sabina, I'm Kit McConaughey. Thank you for joining us. The final in semi number 1, the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure coming away victorious over Kutztown, 27-15.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
University and college rugby teams. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Your design, your logos, your colors. Includes jerseys, shorts, and socks. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Learn more at rhinorugby.com.
play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
University and college rugby teams. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Your design, your logos, your colors. Includes jerseys, shorts, and socks. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Learn more at rhinorugby.com.
play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
University and college rugby teams. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Your design, your logos, your colors. Includes jerseys, shorts, and socks. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Learn more at rhinorugby.com.
play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
University and college rugby teams. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Your design, your logos, your colors. Includes jerseys, shorts, and socks. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Learn more at rhinorugby.com.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Moments away from the start of semifinal number 2, and it is going to be a good one. A 2 versus 3 seed matchup. The Penn State University Nittany Lions, the 2 seed. Queens University of Charlotte, the Royals, are the 3 seed alongside Mark Sabina. I'm Kit McConico. Very warm welcome to you. Glad to have you with us. It is the NCR Men's Division I Final Four at Penn State University Burks here in Reading, Pennsylvania. Well, we already have one team headed to the championship next week in Houston, and it will be the 1 seed, St. Bonaventure Bonnies, victorious over the 5 seed Kutztown Golden Bears earlier, 27-15. And now the question is, who will the Bonnies play next Saturday at Aviva Stadium in Houston? It will be either the Nittany Lions or the Royals. And Mark, you know, this is a 2 versus 3 seed matchup. These are 2 very different teams. Penn State, they have 60 years of history, a storied program. Queens, they haven't hit the 5-year mark. It is quite literally the new school versus the old guard.
And a very bright future, the way they're going. Very excited about this kit. And always a pleasure to call rugby alongside you, my friend. But if this semi-final is as good or half as good as the first one we just witnessed, we are in for a spectacle, folks. Number 2 versus number 3. It's a mouth-watering prospect. I don't know how to separate these 2 teams. Guess we'll have to wait 80 minutes.
Remind you that Rhino Rugby is the official equipment and ball of National Collegiate Rugby. From hit shields and tackle bags to rugby balls and custom team wear, Rhino has it all. Unmatched worldwide, Rhino products will ensure your training and gameplay will elevate to the next level. Visit rhinorugby.com today for all of your rugby needs. Well, for Queens, the men from the Tar Heel State, they have had a very impressive season, a record of 6-2. They've won the last 4. That being said, they haven't played a match since October the 30th. They haven't played a match in over a month. Didn't play a competitive match in the month of November because their quarterfinal match against Northeastern, well, that was canceled because of a positive COVID result against Northeastern. They could not play that. So the question is, how will the Royals come out today having not played a competitive match in over a month? They did have a white and blue scrimmage, but as you know, it is certainly different than playing an outside foe, and we will see how that affects them, particularly in the early stages of this semifinal.
You would have to say, Kit, that would be a disadvantage, especially as Penn State had a tough hit out. That's a great way to come into a semifinal, 27 points to 26 over Brown. And so they've had quite a difficult matchup, which is good preparation for a semi-final game.
Referee today, Curtis Etheridge, the man in the middle. He'll be assisted by Anna Gregory and Matt Lake. Well, Penn State making the trip over from State College. They've got to feel a bit at home as we are at the campus of Penn State University Burks, and the Nittany Lion right there as our logo in midfield. We'll see if that gives them an extra boost. Curtis Etheridge coming out to midfield, getting ready for the opening kick. Very warm welcome to you. Glad to have you with us. What a matchup we have in store for you. And Queens, what a job they've been able to do, an upstart program, but they have made leaps and bounds in a very short period of time. It will be the Nittany Lions, Penn State going from right to left in the white tops and the navy shorts. Queens in the all-blue kits. On defense going from left to right, the Royals out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Penn State trying to find the opening points, marching down the field, and what a great history they have there. So much success in that program, looking to continue upon it. A quick whistle. Queens pinged early on, and we will see what the Nittany Lions elect to do.
Yeah, Penn State out of the gates quickly, especially from that miraculous take just over the 22-meter line. Sorry, over the 40-meter line. Great way to start. And then piling on the pressure, resulting in a penalty here, and potentially first points of the game within a minute of kickoff.
It will be the Keystone State native and fly half Dalton Musselman, the junior out of Coatesville, PA. Out of Bishop Shanahan High School. A chance to put the Nittany Lions ahead just over 60 seconds in.
What?
Musselman lines it up. And no trouble through the uprights. 3-0, Penn State on top.
Let's see what the Queens, how they respond. The Royals, will they opt to go deep and make Penn State work hard out of their red zone? Or will they try and contest, keeping it short?
This is Nevich, the junior from Indian Trail, North Carolina, gets us back underway, does the fly half for Queens. Cannot think of a more appropriate mascot than the Royals for that side. Again, the huge strides they've made in a very short period of time as they have come on quickly and made their way through D1 AA and now here at Division I program in the Chesapeake Conference. Things getting a little more complicated for a side that has not played a competitive match against an outside foe since October. Pierce Griffin, the fullback, with the carry across midfield. A whistle going against the Royals. Not releasing, says our referee Curtis Etheridge.
So Queens, they know what they're up against now. They cannot afford to get isolated. Support players need to arrive at the ruck quickly, or else Penn State will do that to you. Straight on the ball.
Penn State's head coach, Justin Hundley, his side, they have been in a lot of tight affairs this year, just a 3-3 record. But 5 of their games have been decided by 4 points or fewer, including a 19-15 loss to St. Bonaventure, the 1 seed, as that is knocked on by Marshall Frank. Big hooker for Queens, but back we will come for the penalty, and we will have our first scrum of the match. We will see which side has an advantage in the set piece, maybe a bit of a size advantage for the forward pack for Queens. Edgepeth, Frank, Tingham, the front row for the Royals. They will be up against O'Toole, Miller, and Smith for the Nittany Lions. It's Hilton Oliver, the sophomore from Pretoria, ready to put in for the Royals. Weather, it is rugby weather. We had sun for our first semifinal. It has since hidden itself behind the clouds, but weather certainly very manageable. Temperature above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Not a lot of wind.
Just making sure.
It's a beautiful turf surface here at Penn State University Burks in Reading, PA. Oliver able to come away with it. Gets it off. Royals very little ball in hand through the first 5 minutes. See if they can get something going, trailing 3-0. And another whistle, and it is against the Royals yet again for Ping for not releasing their number 8, Hayden Johnson.
Such a strong part of their game, Kit, and we've seen that in these first 2 penalties, not releasing the ball. If this continues, that'll be probably one of the main topics of discussion in the changing rooms at halftime. Really need to win that contest first, get themselves into the space, not just running straight into Penn State players, and secondly, the support players need to come in and secure that ball.
Clean line out taken by the Nittany Lions. Looking inside the flanker, brought down by his opposite number. Prince Bush with the tackle for the Royals. Nittany Lions shy of the 22 carry from Smith, the senior from Exton, PA. Finally brought down. Looking to go to the blind side. Bush there again with the tackle. The flanker already showing his chops defensively. Carry from Smith. Noah Smith, the prop, getting involved in the attack. And back it goes. And the whistle. A good amount of whistles early on. I think something both these sides would like to clean up.
The referee Etheridge has pinged Penn State there for a little obstruction. Just trying to clean up some loose ball, and it was George Henry Miller that ran behind a shielding player, resulting in a penalty now and an opportunity finally for Queen's University.
Miller, the junior hooker out of Sacramento from Jesuit High School. The alma mater of a friend of ours, former MLR broadcaster, Colin Hawley. He's in good company there. We'll see if he can join him, a former future USA Eagle. Pretty high standard of play coming out of that high school in Northern California. Penn State, quick defensive line. You see them closing. I mean, very little space. Trying to break through was Marshall Frank. Nowhere for Frank to go. Right now, Queens on the back foot. Stifling defense from the Nittany Lions. Well, Bobble, the number 8, able to hold on. Johnson, the freshman, almost lost it. And there are a number of freshmen in the starting 15 for Queens. Very talented young program with some very talented young players. Oliver back in the big boot. Cisnevich fielded cleanly. Oh, beautiful take off the kick. Nastasi, the junior from New York out of Xavier High School, another powerhouse high school program.
That ball's out in the full kit, so some early nerves from both teams. A little unforced error, squandering an opportunity, and good possession there did Penn State.
And a little different from what we saw in our first semifinal between Kutztown and St. Bonaventure. 8 minutes in, we'd already seen a penalty goal. We'd already seen a try and a successful conversion. This is a bit slower start. Just two sides looking to feel each other out a bit. Musselman Now that penalty kick. Bobbled, but able to hold on to from Cisnevich. Oh, miscommunication. A great take as Hui came in to wrestle it away from a teammate. But it's Penn State this time. Off their feet were the Nittany Lions.
And it was a number 10 for the Royals. Just getting straight over the ball, not afraid. You love to see that, a fly half. Putting his body on the line. Getting a penalty for his team.
And Oliver, the sophomore from Pretoria, will bring out the tee, see if he can tie things up. Penn State, by and large, they're an American-made side. They have a few internationals, certainly not nearly as many as Queens. Queens well represented from players from across the globe. In fact, Australia and England are the only countries aside from the USA represented on the Nittany Lions roster. Sophomore scrum half from Pretoria looking to tie things. And off the crossbar, inches away from making it a 3-all game, but he put it square off the crossbar, and it remains Penn State on top 3-0. Queens rumbling forward. Again, Frank there with the carry. We've seen him a few times. Martin Pierce trying to find his way through. Oh, massive tackle coming in. Musselman laying the wood in that situation. Second row, little inside ball finds Hedgebeth. Hedgebeth up to the 22. Bush. A pair of Nittany Lions to bring him to ground. Now Tignan. Seeing the forwards getting some carries here. Looking to go outside. The number 8, Johnson. Able to stay in. Bush again, the flanker. Trying to make meters the hard way. Good attack here. Queens going through the phases. Patient. Now just meters away, but another whistle for Mr. Etheridge. And it will be decision time for Queens.
Queens just battering away at the Penn State defensive line. It's a quick tap.
Tap and go. The hooker, Marshall Frank, with the carry. Little pick and drive and able to get across and down. And there is the signal from the Sir. The opening try going to the Royals of Queens University. And what a response from the men from the Tar Heel State, marching down, patient, going through the phases, and able to dot it down.
You said it, Kit. Just a lot of patience there from Queens. Battering away, nothing too fancy. It wasn't the prettiest looking try, but they don't care because they've got themselves over the line. First try of the match. They've made their intention known early. They're going to use their big fellas to batter it forward. So Penn State going to have to shore things up around that area.
Chester Stanion, the big freshman lock, able to dot it down for Queens. Now Hilton Olivier waiting for a conversion opportunity, a chance to extend the Royals' lead by 2. They had a penalty goal just a few minutes ago that went squarely off the crossbar. South African scrum half has the distance, but not the accuracy, unable to put the conversion through, but it will stay Royals 5-3, Queens on top. with their first try, courtesy of Chester Stanion. What will the response be from Musselman and the Nittany Lions? It took a few moments, but we are in full gear now, having found our footing in this semifinal. Scrum just on the other side of the 10-meter will be for Penn State. Ethan Russell, senior scrum half out of Cooperstown, New York. Played with the Saratoga Mustangs. The referee, Mr. Etheridge, telling Russell he needs to go ahead and feed the scrum in that situation. We will reset and do it all again.
It's hard to tell so far who has the upper hand in the scrums. It's early days. They'll put a good shove on before. It's happening reverse now. Turnover kit.
Queens with it. And Boot puts a ball all the way down inside the 22, fielded by Nastasi. Queens will take it back. Royals, we've seen what they can do. A powerful forward pack. The big men up front happy to keep it. A little chip over. This is Nevich looking for his man. The chase not there. Picked up by Capriati. Capriati, New Hope, Pennsylvania native on the spot.
Great play from Jesse Capriati, but it's all in vain as referee Curtis Etheridge was playing advantage for a penalty. Potentially why Chase Cisnevich put the ball to the air. Chancey's hand.
You're seeing the Royals, their forward pack, something they take such pride in, letting the big men get the carries, get involved on the attack, and that may not show itself, may not pay dividends right now, but as this match progresses, it certainly will. A good clearing there from Stanion, the man with the try. Frank, oh, what a tackle on the hooker. His fellow front row there, but another whistle. And Queens, they were slow to get into this. We mentioned they hadn't played a competitive match against outside competition since October. And you saw that early on. It looks like it took them some time to find their footing in this match, but they have certainly done so since the try from Stanion. And it's now Penn State who appears to be on the back foot a bit. Penn State, who enjoyed possession early on, they've not seen much of the ball these last 7 or 8 minutes. This is Nevich, sends it to touch. Line out coming for the Royals. Frank able to find his number 8, Johnson, the freshman, with it. Able to establish the maul. Oh, finally brought on. Oh, still brought to ground. Not the case. And out into touch, but advantage for the Royals.
Maybe reaching into his pocket here. Kit stand by. He's had a few chats already, and he does that.
A yellow card going to the Nittany Lions front row, and that is a big turn halfway through half number one.
Yeah, the way I saw it, it looked like John O'Toole, loose head prop, in there in the maul and just trying to bring that ball to ground, just trying to drop with his body weight. See it here, you see him just collapse there, and then he got pinged straight away, despite the fact that Queens remained on their feet and kept it driving. It was the illegal attempt to just kill them all.
The junior from Annapolis, Maryland, now in the bin. The Queens with the advantage, and now a man advantage as well. See if they can add to it. Olivier Cisnevich inside, finds his center and dotted down. Tom Key with the 5.
Queens capitalizing on the yellow card and the penalty. Penn State seem to have dropped their heads. They can't afford to do that, not in the semi-final. Capitalizing beautifully. It seemed way too easy for Queens. 10 taking it to the line. Penn State number 10 just racing out, leaving his post. It left enough of a hole for Tom Key just to charge on through a half gap.
The junior out of Coventry, England, exploited it perfectly. Had the ball, and as you said, found the half gap, made the most of it. And after a slow start, Queens have found their footing and then some. Olivier, which should be a routine conversion, and is, splits the uprights, and it's 12-3 Royals.
Looking strong,
10-3
aren't they?
Royals.
Looking strong, Kit. Royals. And to again capitalize so quickly on a yellow card for Penn State. Got another 8 minutes with a numerical advantage.
Oh, taken by the Nittany Lions. Chance to respond almost immediately in the hands of the wing. Stella, Brian Stella, brought down just shy of the try line. Trying to find an immediate response is Penn State. Looking to get across. Miller. Referee on the spot. Is he able to get the grounding? That's the only question, is the Nittany Lions appear to be across. Masterful defending there from Queens, right in the shadow of their own goalpost. Men with heels on the goal line and not conceding the try. Smith. Again, Nittany Lions trying to find a way across. Oh, what a bump off, and the flanker across and down. Aiden King, the sophomore from Brisbane, Australia, dots it down.
Charging Aussie. Look out. Aiden King, so hard to stop. And he may have finished off that play, but it all started, if you remember, from the kickoff. This is an area that Penn State already have shown us in the first 20 minutes of the match is a strength of theirs. Accurate kicks. You can tell they've worked hard at practice on the chase. But it was King that took the glory in the end, and they have bounced right back, even though they have only 14 men on the field. Fantastic comeback.
Musselman looking to make it a 2-point affair. He can complete the conversion. Dalton Musselman does just that. We are back within one score. Queens have seen their lead shrink to 2. Royals on top 12-10. What a response from the Nittany Lions, and Aiden King, the sophomore from Brisbane, with the try. Surprised to hear you say something nice about someone from Brisbane, Mark. Sure, Mr. King and his family happy to hear that.
They're going through so much at the moment over there with COVID. Give them a little shout out.
Again, a very warm welcome. Glad to have you joining us here on the NLR YouTube page, NCR Facebook, wherever you may be joining us from. Those of you Royals fans, Nittany Lion fans, neutrals, wherever you joining us from, honored to have you with us for our second semifinal. The first was a cracker between St. Bonaventure and Kutztown. The second, well, it is shaping up to be, dare I say it, maybe even a bit better. Penn State, after coming out, finding the opener, let Queens get their footing, but now the Nittany Lions back within two, I should say, and looking to take the lead. And that kick, I don't think it was going exactly where intended. A little cross field attempt from Hui, but it ends up in the safe hands of a teammate. Set up, finally brought to ground. A little pick and go there. Well defended by the Royals. Advantage for Penn State. Nice job from the fullback. Nastasi coming in to clean things up at the ruck. Junior from New York, not shy about getting his kit dirty.
Well, they're putting up some staunch defense. Queens, Penn State throwing everything at them. Just some ill discipline at the ruck there that let them down. Otherwise, Penn State struggling to find answers and how to penetrate that dark blue defensive line.
I think that's exactly what the captain for the Royals, Susnevich, is saying. He's going back to his side and saying, look, things are going our way. We're doing what we want by and large. We need to do a better job with discipline, and we can't give them these opportunities that they haven't earned.
Just a reminder again that Penn State have their loose head prop in the bin. Probably a couple of minutes left. 5 at most. So this is exactly what they want now, Penn State, is to have the ball and not having to defend a man down.
Penn State coming off that 1-point victory in the quarterfinals as Frank put the bump off. Big Marshall Frank, the front row rumbling. Susnevich sends this one cross field right into the sure hands of Nastasi. Looking for the return ball, little backwards flick. SBW making an appearance for the Nittany Lions. Bush unable to clean things up, and as I was saying, Penn State a 1-point victory in their quarterfinal over Brown. Penn State in close matches, they've had a lot of success. As I said, 5 of their matches decided by 4 points or fewer this season, so that is certainly a place they feel comfortable.
Penalty just coming in from the side there to clean out. Now this is a great opportunity. Possibly would have wanted that ball a little deeper and test out the forward pack. Remembering they're a man down and they can drive. Got that little advantage, some extra weight. There's still a fair way from the try line here. They may use that back line. After setting up the platform, it's going to the back.
Frank, the graduate student from Hendersonville, North Carolina. Good throw, finds Bush, the senior from Albuquerque. We've seen Bush. Outstanding work from the flanker. Susnevich outside. Oh, he found his center, but just in and out of the hands. He already, with a try to his name, could not hold on. Bit of a hospital pass on that one. Bump off from the big second row. Halloran unable to get free, the junior from Connecticut. And now his second row mate getting a carry. Overton. Back we will come. Penn State already a man in the bin and wisely pulling away from the fray.
We saw it was Penn State giving the Royals all sorts of trouble at the breakdown. Table seemed to have turned at the moment. They've lifted their game now, the Royals. And it's Penn State who need to be careful in securing their own possession. Ball bobbled out there. It was deemed a knock on, but they're making a nuisance of themselves at the moment at ruck time. Growing in confidence are the Royals.
Mentioned their ascendancy. They won a 2019 Division II national championship. They want to add a Division I just 2 short years later for Frank McKinney's side. But Penn State, you saw the reaction from the Nittany Lions. Seemingly, how can that be the case? And Cisnevich, we will see. It looks like he wanted to send this one, but no, we will have a scrum. A bit of decision there from the captain. The Royals electing to have a scrum, and why not, having the ascendancy in that attacking platform.
Well, they already had it early on before there was a man in the bin for Penn State, and now they have to deal with having a little bit of less weight on one of the sides of the scrum.
Oh, you see the push there from Queens. Big men doing their job. Tried to get away, and a bit, maybe too much. Fortunate to end with key. The Englishman already with a try. Olivier. Bush tried to get it away, but stolen away by Overton. Penn State, nice work at the ruck from the Nittany Lions. Still just a 2-point affair. Penn State looking to retake the lead. Good ball outside, trying to find a bit of space for the wing. Stella unable to break through. A big bump off from the second row. Halloran. But it's a penalty for the Royals. Penn State showing flashes, but then you see them shooting themselves in the foot. The good news for the Nittany Lions is that their prop, John O'Toole, out of the bin and back on the pitch.
Referee saw a little knock on. I certainly couldn't see it, but might have been as the ball came to ground. Just losing control. Ball propelled toward the try line of Queens, meaning that it is a knock on, and defending so well from number 1 to 15 at the moment, Queens. You see Chase Cisnevich, he's not shy to throw his shoulder in. Real added bonus to have a fly half that isn't scared of contact, can get in, make the tackle, wrap himself up high around the Penn State player that arguably forced the error.
Mentioned the international flavor for Queens. That being said, it is an all-Carolina front row. Only North Carolina and South Carolina represented there. Oh, good ball. What an awful, able to skip through the tackle. Cunningham couldn't get it before he was bundled out into touch. Well defended by Nastasi and the Nittany Lions.
Really nice play from the back line there, using the entire width. I think it was a fullback, Pierce Griffin, that had a nifty little move, just sort of dummied and held and then gave again. Gave his winger enough space to dance down the sideline, but the cover defense thwarting the try in the end. Just great play all round from both teams.
That beautiful ball from Griffin, able to hold up long enough. Cunningham skipping through the tackle, and then the fullback for the Nittany Lions, Nastasi, able to send Cunningham out into touch for a Penn State line out. Take into his flanker. And again, the penalty for the Royals. Tap and go from Olivier. Frank onto his front row mate. Hedgepeth with it. The Palmetto State native. He wants pay dirt. Just shy are the Royals. Has Frank, the big hooker, stood up, but only momentarily. The second effort across is Marshall Frank able to power it down.
This is how they scored their first try, so Penn State know that if they allow Queens to get to that kind of territory, they're in trouble. They're going to use their big runners. They're going to use the big forwards to bash it over. Very comfortable within the 5 meters of the try line are Queens, and you can see here just bashing away. Some good cleaning out, great support play, nice and low, getting underneath the Penn State players. Some good ushering from the number 9, Hilton Oliver, just telling his forwards to give him some width, get out, get a little bit of space, and that's all you need. Doyle Hedgepath in there as well. Fantastic try.
And the hooker out of Hendersonville, North Carolina with the try. Successful conversion for the Royals. They've extended it 19-10, under 7 minutes remaining in our first half.
I wouldn't want to try and stop Marshall Frank from so close to the try line. You could see him, he just loves it too.
Frank listed at 5'7", 265 pounds.
How is that even possible?
That is the definition of a bowling ball.
A wrecking ball.
Well put, indeed. I don't know how you're going to be able to stop that man, particularly when he only has to make about half a meter. Out it goes. Russell unable to come away with it, and a big kick for the Royals, and right now the momentum firmly on Queen's side.
Now that was a tough one for Ethan Russell to bring in. He needed to do that because, as you said, Kit, they have the momentum now, the Royals.
Penn State, they have time, but they certainly need to find points before half, and conversely, any mistake, and you think the Royals will be very happy to bring out the tee and extend this 9-point lead into double digits. Big carry from Smith. Almost able to get the charge down. May have came off the fingertips of T, and to Cunningham. Cunningham with a nice take. Pierce. Martin Pierce still on his feet. Oh, lost it forward. Pierce also lost a boot in the process. One will be easier to recover than the other.
Penn State just making it difficult enough for the Royals to keep hold of the ball, build the phases. On the other hand, they are struggling somewhat to get out of their own territory. They haven't enjoyed much territory at all in the last 10 minutes or so. They've been camped down in their half. Big scrum again from the Royals.
We've seen that at every opportunity, but unfortunately the penalty at the scrum going against the Royals, but it doesn't take away from the push you see from the big men up front for Queens.
And he's pinged tight head prop Jake Tingham there, not driving straight, just trying to lift the opposite player, driving up. Referee's always on the lookout, trying to maintain both teams, both front rows, driving in horizontally and straight. Not angled in, not angled up, and certainly not angled down.
George Henry Miller making an application for the all-hair team here in the NCR Final Four. Certainly has my vote for the Nittany Lions. They will need more than that. They need points before this halftime. Really want to cut into this deficit before going to the sheds. Able to get underneath the tackle as play continues. Musselman just able to sneak underneath. Now the big lock. Overton. Penn State trying to find it wide. Nowhere for Halloran to go. King has a try to his name, does the Aussie, unable to get free that time. Back with Miller. Better here from the Nittany Lions. But they are taking their time and not a lot of it left here in half number one. O'Toole, always a load to bring to ground. Oh, massive bump off from the second row. Halloran looking to find a way back inside. Capriati to the 10-meter line. Better here from Penn State. Now into the Royals territory. Oh, looking for the bridge outside. Penn State fortunate to retain possession. Capriati trying to find a support line to get it to. Smith unable to find any space. Well organized defensively is Queens. Penn State able to find the line just as I say that. A breakthrough. Musselman still on his feet. Musselman inside the 22. Capriati just shy of the 5-meter. O'Toole. Now the number 8, Masterson. What a job here. Almost knocked on. Able to corral it was Overton. Charlie Overton almost turned it over. Penn State a fantastic response as they have gone almost the length of the pitch. Continuing to patiently go through the phases. Cisnevich there, big tackle. Nittany Lions need points and they know it. Musselman out wide, a little kick, trying to find and out into touch, and that was always going to be feast or famine. Cunningham with a huge tackle for the Royals.
Huge passage of play for both teams. I wish I was keeping count of the phases because it felt like about 15 phases, but Musselman, the step, we haven't seen him do this yet. We know what he's capable of now with ball in hand. Great to see, and Queens certainly don't want to give him half a sniff, but then they did so well to get back into their defensive structure because once Penn State got in behind, you would have thought it was going to be good night nurse, but they just maintained composure, and here we go.
Smith to the fullback, across Nastasi with the try. 15 seconds remaining in the first half, and what a huge try for the Nittany Lions. Giancarlo Nastasi, the man from the Big Apple out of Xavier High School, with a huge try for Penn State.
Wow, just as I was giving the Royals credit for their defense, this seemed a little too easy. Nice little pass, second wave movement, going behind the decoy runner. That was enough to give Stephen Huey a little bit of space to then send the try scorer over, crashing over. Too hard to stop from there. And they were rewarded after that huge build-up. A lot of patience from Penn State to keep the ball in hand, building the phases, got to the right end of the park. They've turned that pressure into points, as the cliche goes.
Kutztown, Pennsylvania's finest, splits the uprights, does Dalton Musselman, as the first half comes to a close, and it is just a 2-point affair as we go to break. What a first half in our second semifinal here in the NCR Men's Division I semis. The road to Houston, who will take on the 1 seed St. Bonaventure next Saturday in Space City. Well, stick with us for the second half, and we will find out. It is Queens leading Penn State 19-17 at the half.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
University and college rugby teams. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Your design, your logos, your colors. Includes jerseys, shorts, and socks. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Learn more at rhinorugby.com.
play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
University and college rugby teams. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Your design, your logos, your colors. Includes jerseys, shorts, and socks. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Learn more at rhinorugby.com.
Halftime at Penn State Burks, beautiful Reading, PA. Our second NCR Men's Division I semifinal, and it is a good one through the first 40 minutes. Queens University of Charlotte leading Penn State 19-17 at the break. We take a look at some of the highlights from the first half of action. And Mark, it was an outstanding first half. Back and forth, you couldn't have asked for a whole lot more.
Yeah, still hard to separate these two teams at the moment. Penn State fighting back toward the end of the first half, but exactly what you'd expect to see from number 2 versus number 3. We expect this to go all the way down to the wire. Some great play. You saw just for that last try, Musselman stepping up for his team. We had a yellow card in the first half, the wrecking ball that was Marshall Frank, causing all sorts of troubles for Penn State.
Just a 2-point affair at the break between the old guard and the new kid on the block. Remind you, NCR teams, they can save 50% on custom kits. Rhino Rugby and Penn Mutual, they have teamed together to save National Collegiate Rugby teams thousands. Rhino Rugby, they will work with your team to design your next kit with a Penn Mutual logo on it. Penn Mutual will then cover half the cost of your college's rugby kit, including jerseys, shorts, and socks. For more information, go to rhinorugby.com and start designing your custom kit today. Just about 2.5 minutes away from half number 2 between Queens and Penn State.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
University and college rugby teams. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Your design, your logos, your colors. Includes jerseys, shorts, and socks. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Learn more at rhinorugby.com.
Start of the second half, Queens University of Charlotte, the Royals kicking off to Penn State University, the Nittany Lions. Queens there in the all-blue leading 19-17, a very entertaining and back-and-forth first half. Nothing to separate these two after 40 minutes. A trip to Houston on the line for next weekend's NCR Championship Final. There at beautiful Aviva Stadium in Space City, home of Major League Rugby's Houston SaberCats, one of the more impressive rugby facilities in the country. One of these sides, they will get to play there against St. Bonaventure next Saturday, but we have 40 minutes to decide who. Marky, back and forth in the first 40 minutes, both sides showing why they are one of the top 4 teams remaining in the country.
Really hard to tell now who's going to meet St. Bonaventure in the final next week. Expect to see both these teams step it up a gear.
Penn State, they're in the white with ball in hand. Ethan Russell, the scrum half, but it will be the Nittany Lions who have won the penalty. That is something we saw increasingly at the end of the first half, as Penn State will bring out the tee and a chance to take the lead early here in half number 2. Big kick coming for Dalton Musselman here in the penalty. But the penalty count started to mount at the end of the first half for Queens, even though they had the advantage on the scoreboard and they had the advantage in possession and probably in territory as well in the first half. It's got to be that penalty count mounting. That has to be of concern for Coach McKinney.
Well, they were just pushing the boundaries, pushing their luck. Had some confidence and momentum on their side. And if it was discussed at half-time, if it was discussed, the players not necessarily listening, it was Marshall Frank on that occasion. Needed to release the tackled player before stealing the ball. Referee Curtis Etheridge thought otherwise.
Musselman, who able to split the uprights and puts Penn State ahead by a single point. Dalton Musselman, he along with his halfback mate Ethan Russell, both outstanding. And we saw Musselman off the tee. He able to split the uprights, a successful conversion at the end of the first half. And now the penalty kick putting Penn State ahead at 20-19. Back and forth. This is how this match has gone from the opening whistle. Neither side. The largest lead we have seen, that was 9 for Queens. They were up 19-10. And then Nastali with the try there in the final few seconds of half number 1. Successful on the conversion. Made it a 2-point Royals lead at half. And now quickly here in half number 2, Penn State back on top. A lead that they have not possessed since they were on top 3-0 early on.
You see just from that kickoff too, Kit, Queens attempting the shorter kickoff. They were happy just to put it long the first couple of kickoffs against Penn State. Now trying to take a page out of Penn State's book by putting it short, but just not quite the execution that Penn State have.
Olivier, South African scrum half. Over to his fullback, Griffin. Griffin, a little kick chase. First on it, Stella there. Stella doing a very good job covering the kick. Another penalty against the Royals again. There in the breakdown, this time not rolling away. I believe it was Cunningham, the man pinged for Queens.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity just to keep Penn State camped down here. We say it time and time again, you give away a penalty and you're putting pressure on the other team. You give them a piggyback out of the red zone essentially.
You get the feeling that Penn State, that try they had in the final few seconds of the first half, giving them confidence, which they've carried over here into half number 2, and now the lead courtesy of the penalty goal from Musselman. Nittany Lions, saw them go through one passage of play. They may have had 15 phases or thereabouts. Just patient attacking. They know exactly what they're doing. They play their pattern, all 15 in white on the same page. Russell, a high box kick. Both sides vying for possession. Freshman Danny Taufa there. Pinged.
Quite fortuitous for Ethan Russell. Not his best box kick, and he knows it. Didn't get too much height or distance for that matter, and just fortunately for Penn State, Queens knock on ensued. They have another crack.
Advantage in the scrum has been to the Royals, and there's that push again, the big men up front. And that is what they want to do, let the big men, and you see Doyle Hedgepeth, the South Carolina native, the loose head, just nodding his head. He says, that is what we do. When you have a forward pack like that, let those men go to work. Nevich setting up the line out for Queens. Things turning very quickly in Penn State, the aggressor in the early stages of this second half, and now all of a sudden it's Queens with an opportunity to retake the lead.
Perfect kick, too, from Cisnevich. Bringing the line out all the way down nearly on the 5-meter line.
Oh, batted back, able to get a tap somehow. Dietrichson, just enough of it. Hedgepeth, the big loose head. And the second row across. Stanion already has one try today. Was he held up? No, he was not. A check with our assistant. Mr. Etheridge checking with Matt Lake, and Lake says he got it down. Take another look.
Charging his way over there. Chester Stanion. And take a huge effort to stop the big man from there. Nearly held him up. Referee Etheridge had to come and check with the AR, as you mentioned, Kit. And again, it started from the big scrum. They won the penalty at scrum time. And this is their Achilles heel at the moment, Penn State. We'll see how much that plays into the game moving forward. They're going to have to do something to nullify the effects of the Queens scrum dominating right now, which then led to the kick into the corner, perfectly placed by Chase Cisnevich. They nearly messed things up at the line out. They wanted to bring it down and drive at the back. It was a little loose, and fortunately it was Hilton Olivier who cleaned up, and all it took was a couple of phases close to the line. Too much pressure, and they've retained the lead.
Olivier ready for the conversion attempt. South African scrum half unable to split the uprights, so it stays 24-20. Queens on top. Chester Stanion with a brace, his second try today.
We'll see now how strong Penn State are at this kickoff.
High kick over the shoulder.
Of course, they've made a liar out of me, Kit.
Stanion, no trouble there. Stanion brimming with confidence after his second try. Hedgepeth, the big front row, bounces back up. Hedgepeth.
I think he was saying there that Hedgepeth was tackled, needed to play the ball, needed to release, but he just kept going.
Wrapping up Hedgepeth, easier said than done. 6 feet, 230 pounds of the loose head.
Of course, we see it a lot in sevens rugby. Hedgepeth could have just released the ball, got to his feet, picked it up and kept going. There was no one around him, but instead he just held onto the ball, got up and kept going.
Overton there, line out. Penn State not doing themselves any favors.
We saw this in the first semi-final, didn't we, Kit, where prime opportunities at set piece, particularly the line out, that was squandered by both teams, and we're seeing it in this match as well. Just keeping the other team in the match, albeit Queens in front in this game.
And you see the importance of the set pieces, of the scrum, particularly of the line out, increasingly in the international game. And we saw that in Major League Rugby, how many tries originate at the line out. And that is a part of your game that you have to be clean in. You have to execute well, particularly as you get to this level. You're in a semifinal. Those are opportunities that you can't miss.
And we also talked a lot about the exit strategies of teams, and those that have practiced it most in training, they're going to get themselves out of the red zone more effectively. And we see there the 12 just taking it off the scrum. You can see it was a set piece over the advantage line, got to ground eventually, and then the scrum half kick, and now look, they've retained possession on the halfway line.
Cisnevich, bobbled, went forward through the hands of Benji Hund. Hund, the flanker, normally wears the 6. We're told that 6 jersey he normally finds himself in has been torn, so he's wearing the 16. Apologize, mislabeled him as Martin Pierce in half number 1. So apologies there to the Hund family. I think Benji will be too worried about it. Is his side enjoying this advantage? That's probably all he cares about.
Well, I'm just wondering what jersey Martin Pierce is going to wear when he comes on in this half.
I'll leave that up to you to figure out. Musselman, a little dummy. Musselman looking to break the line. Russell looking for his wing, still on his feet. Russell quickly there. Carry from King. King already with a try, the sophomore. Brisbane, need to get him more involved if at all possible. Better here from Penn State. We've seen the patient attack from the Nittany Lions. This is what you want to see. Unable to step through. Finds the offload to Musselman. Musselman able to find a way through. Overton wrapped up. Big tackle from the number 8 for Queens. Johnson there. Now to the open side. Looking for a space through the center now with the carry. Capriati. Much better here from Penn State. We've seen once they get on the front foot, they're a difficult side to stop. Going through the phases outside to the hooker, Miller. Oh, and Miller just a bit off in that final pass attempted for Max Fish.
He knew it too. Immediately put the hands on the head. Put it over the top when Fish was right beside him. Another opportunity goes begging. Some great lead-up work from Penn State, showing a lot of patience.
A man down on the pitch for the Royals. Both sides taking an opportunity to get a bit of hydration and chat with their coaching staffs. And Mark, we've seen that time and time again from Penn State, just going through the phases, the patient attacking, moving the ball from one side to the other, using the full width of the field. And had that ball from Miller been on target to Fish, it may have been try time for the Nittany Lions.
I like to see also forwards out in the back line moving the ball nicely as well. They've got the skills and the confidence to use the sleight of hand, just mixing up their attack.
Gonna find a way through. Key Englishman has a try today. High box kick from Olivier. The chase not there, taken cleanly by Fish. Now a chance for Penn State. Stella able to find his target, Capriati. Capriati inside the 22, just 8 meters away. Masterson, the number 8, inside the 5. Now Overton into O'Toole. O'Toole less than 2 meters out. Now the tight head, upended by the loose head. Big tackle from Hedgepeth. Still the opportunity for Penn State. Still the chance. Able to regather himself was the number 8, Masterson. Masterson across. Back we will come. A lot of these young men in MLR Academy size. A few of them, they will be in MLR teams. One of them already drafted. We'll tell you more about that in a moment. But first, the Nittany Lions trying to retake the lead. A try would do just that. Shy of that goalpost, and it's Penn State pinged. And what a mistake for the Nittany Lions.
Really not sure what they were trying to gain or set up there. Just with the tap and just taking on the defense. Maybe they just wanted to barge their way over. Didn't seem to be a set play of any description. They wanted the try, they wanted the lead. 3 quick points could have put them within 1, and then another goal would have got them in the lead. That, you know, who knows, when you're feeling good and feeling like you've got a try up your sleeve, you go for it.
What a change that is. Could have been within 1. Nevich sends this into touch. Instead, Royals with it, able to clear the lines.
I know speaking of clearing the lines, Kit, we've talked about it time and time again, that exit strategy, such a big part of the game, and we're seeing it play out here. That lead-up play from Penn State all came from the box kick, or the short box kick, from Queens, after doing a great job sending the 12 up. And now, look where we are, Penn State with another opportunity.
Miller, was that one knocked on? Referee says play on. Penn State again sniffing that 5-meter line. Big flanker King barging across and dotted down. Try time. Nittany Lions, and that is what they needed. Penn State, almost a huge mistake, able to come back and find the try and retake the lead.
A lot of pressure from Penn State, and they've been camped down in this zone for a good 5 or 6 minutes. Queens just unable to get themselves out of the red zone. This came straight from a line out after a wobbly kick deep in their own try zone. It was a matter of time. All they needed to do was keep the ball in hand, pile on the pressure. It's so hard defending for such a long period of time, especially when it's on your try line.
King with his seconds, putting his side ahead by 1. I'll see if Musselman can extend that to 3. Does so, no trouble. Successful conversion, and it's Penn State 27, Queens 24.
A seesaw affair here. We expected this. Crowd are loving it. Penn State might be ahead at this stage, but I tell you, Queens have shown enough to suggest that they could bounce back, take this game, find themselves in the final next week.
So a lot of time remaining in this match. I have a feeling we'll see some more points as this one bounces up. Royals with it, able to take the kick. Good work from Talfa, the freshman. Hun trying to barge his way through. Benji Hun shy of the 22. This is Nevich. On to the flanker, Bush. A New Mexico native. Little room for him to exploit. This is Nevich now. Griffin. Pierce Griffin trying to pick his way through. Queens looking to respond after conceding the try and the successful conversion. Looking to retake the lead are the men from Charlotte. Frank finally cleaned up and brought down. Kick through from Key. The chase coming. Royan not there. And that one, it's Alpha had it. But it's going to be Hedgepeth who finally. But it's going to be a knock on, and indeed that is the case as we will come back. Talfa unable to hold on, and there are a pair down. Take another look, and he sees Talfa there, 14. Yep, there it was. We saw it.
Well, I also thought referee Curtis Etheridge saw it too. He was right there, and he went to blow the whistle, but decided not to.
I started to say a knock on Talfa, and referee let Hedgepeth pick it up and head into the end goal area, so a bit confused by that. But right now the focus on the Nittany Lion down on the pitch. We'll take this opportunity to remind you that Rhino Rugby is the official equipment and ball of National Collegiate Rugby. From hit shields and tackle bags to rugby balls and custom team wear, Rhino has it all. Unmatched worldwide, Rhino products will ensure your training and gameplay elevate to the next level. Visit rhinorugby.com today for all your rugby needs. Carlo Nastasi Jr. out of the Big Apple on his feet. Good to see that. Sisnevich, the captain for Queens, having a few words with referee Etheridge. We will see what the call is. Certainly appeared to be a knock on. Talfa for the Royals.
Penalty for obstruction.
The Royals will get another bite at the apple. Hedgepeth, he thought he had one. He wants it again, but spilled forward. And just a case of trying to do too much from Doyle Hedgepeth.
Oh, tell you what. Wow, so coming back for the penalty, the tap was denied the first time. Hedgepeth, he wanted it. Hedgepeth, he wanted it badly. Took on the entire forward pack and nearly got there. He's got some fancy feet for a loosehead prop, hasn't he?
Oh, the big man.
We'll expect to see now Queens attack this scrum. We've seen them do it. This is danger territory for Penn State.
That is exactly what happens. The Royals with a big push. Not helping themselves in that situation. Hedgepeth, and we knew there would be a big push from him and his fellow compatriots in the forward pack. Starting to see a few heavy legs, particularly on the side of Queens. If the match is evenly contested as this, it may be the side who's in a better fitness level at this point who comes away victorious. Trying to break through. King already with a pair of tries. The Aussie, he was looking for the hat trick. A shirt tail tackle to bring him to ground. Nastasi. Overton wrapped up by Bush. We'll see what Queens has in store. They've done a good job pinning Penn State in their own end. Penn State, this patient attack. Big kick from Russell. Fielded by Griffin. Trying to find a way through is Cunningham. Now Hund over the 22. What a match this is. Just back and forth. Sisnevich with a cross-field kick. Chase coming. Nastasi unable to come away with it. Ball on the turf. Finally picked up by Russell. Now Sisnevich into Marshall Frank. Marshall Frank to Hedgepeth. Hedgepeth unable to break free. Back with Big Frank, the hooker. Met by O'Toole. O'Toole not letting him get free. Just 6 meters away, an advantage for Queens. Sisnevich, a little stab kick through, picked up by Miller, but back we will come as Sisnevich wisely playing the advantage in that situation for the Royals. Quick tap and go, Olivier. On to Frank, and we've seen the fours, and particularly the front row in this situation, get carries, but just unable to hold it. And a massive scrum coming here, particularly for Penn State.
Well, let's give some credit where it's due for Penn State. A couple of times, some big runners for Queens, charging for the line, and some great defense just denying them on that occasion. They were able to stop Marshall Frank, the wrecking ball he scored in the first half. This is big tackle, but as you said, they are tied. They're out on their feet, and this scrum will show us just what's left in the tank. Here they go again.
Olivier, tap and go. The man for Pretoria trying to dive across, still short. Penn State defending with all their might are the Nittany Lions, but it will not be enough in this case. Is Hedgepeth finally with the try? He thought he had it on 2 previous occasions. Third time is the charm for the Royals' loosehead.
Hedgepeth, he's been hunting, hasn't he, for that 5 points. Desperately wanted it. With that size and those feet, he knows what he's capable of, especially from 5 meters out. It was Olivier that thought he might get himself through inches from the line. And all it took for Doyle Hedgepeth was to pick, dive over. You're not stopping him from there. And it was the build-up that was inevitable. It would end up with a 5-pointer. Can it be 7 with the boot?
Conversion coming from Olivier. No trouble. Right down Main Street, 31-27, and that is a huge conversion from Olivier and the Royals because now they are ahead by 4.
This is going down to the wire, Kit. We knew it would. Penn State are not done, but they are looking a little weary. If they can win this kickoff and get straight back up the other end. It's been blow for blow in this semi-final.
We couldn't ask for much more. A 2 versus 3 seed matchup, and on paper we knew it would be close, but I don't think anyone thought it would be this close. You mentioned the old guard versus the new kid. Penn State, 60 years of rugby history, and Queens, less than 5 years, but they are not afraid. And they say 60 years doesn't mean anything to a bunch of 19 and 20-year-olds. All to play for, final 14 minutes. Not rolling away against the Royals, and we will see what the Nittany Lions have coming. Been patient on attack, and they have time to be patient. No reason to rush anything. And this is a big line out. We've spoken at length about the line outs. Some poor throws, some miscommunication, and this is one that Penn State needs to make sure is spot on, and they do. Russell to Musselman. In with O'Toole. Excuse me, Smith rather. Oh, and able to get the offload. Hui was looking for Nastasi. The tackle came quick enough where he couldn't get his hands free. Now Overton, knocked on, and that was a little touch pass. He was trying to find Somerville. I don't know that Somerville was anticipating that pass coming his way.
It was a high-risk pass. It was short, but it was right on the defensive line. Somerville charging up on the angle.
Olivier to put in for the Royals. Said what a jump they have made in such a short period of time. In 2019, they were the Division II national champions. Just 2 short years later, they have a chance to possibly be the Division I national champions. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's still 12 minutes remaining and plenty left in this match. They have to get to the final for a chance to win it. And Penn State saying they haven't made it there just quite yet. Olivier puts a boot to ball over the top, and it'll find itself out in touch.
It's an interesting tactic, the way that scrum wheeled. They still went the way down that short side, and that potentially could have made it difficult for the kick. It was an error all the same.
George Henry Miller. Stella. Another whistle against the Royals.
He was saying that Curry was offside there. And now a real opportunity for Penn State. It can happen just like that. We're used to seeing the dark blue jersey just camp down the other end, eventually ending up in a try. And sure enough, you see the white jerseys in the same position. Need to be clinical.
Good save from Halloran. It's the Chesapeake Conference against Rugby East. Rugby East with 3 of the 4 teams in our semifinals, already 1 in the final. Queens looking to break that monopoly. And Queens wins the penalty, not releasing the call. That time it's Charlie Overton, the big senior lock, who didn't let go after being tackled.
Well, it was Tom Key, the number 12, that went straight onto the ball. Monumental effort from the inside center. Take on a big man. And you saw him. He went for the ball and basically manhandled the number 4.
We've seen Key on attack, that time on defense, able to find the offload into the hands of Hui. Hui wisely able to stay in. Halloran across the 22. Inside at 10 minutes remaining. Penn State has to play clean. Masterson. And it spills out to Stella. A little inside ball finding Somerville. Russell there, now with O'Toole. Big John O'Toole rumbling. Musselman. Oh, upended, big tackle from the number 8, Johnson. Again, Musselman. Outside, able to find Capriati. Capriati, he's headed to San Diego to play with the Legion of Major League Rugby, but he wants a chance for a national title first. Across and down, a referee checking with the assistant, and there is the call. Try time. Tristan Somerville, the Tonebridge, England native, with the 5, and it's the Nittany Lions who retake the lead.
I have to say, really, it was Tristan Somerville, for me, that started that play. It was the little inside pass phases ago where he got in behind the defense, got the momentum going, and now he's finished it off. Excellent play, and well orchestrated as well from the number 10, Dalton Musselman, using his big players, choosing the right men to pass to. He had plenty of options. Just constantly moving forward, and it's getting in behind the Queens Royals defense. And Somerville did a great job finishing off as well, finding his way through. It wasn't an easy try to score.
Back and forth we go. Musselman, a chance to put the Nittany Lions ahead by 3. 7:37 remaining. Musselman pushes it wide to the left, and it remains a 1-point game. What a match this has been.
Whew. Take a breath. Take a breath. Here we go. 7 minutes and change. Unbelievable game. And again, I just, if you ask me, Kit, all right, who's going to take this one? I could not tell you. No idea.
Flip of the coin, my friend. Our first match was a good one between Kutztown and St. Bonaventure, but it was ultimately the 1 seed Bonnies who came away and really dominated the second half. This one, there is no space between these two sides. What a semifinal. You could have not asked for anything more. And as I said, somebody asked you coming into this, it is quite simply heads or tails.
This might seem like a fairly simple statement, but for me, maybe the team that makes the least mistakes seems to be the case. The opportunities that they've had, but then making a mistake and allowing the other team to capitalize. So just hold the ball, keep it clinical. No need to panic. I feel the team that does that will come away victorious.
32-31, a spot in the NCR Men's Division I final on the line.
Well, illegal bind. Penalty against Queens, which is blasphemous for them with the scrum that they have.
Just about to say, no reason to have scrum penalties if you're the Royals.
They're clearly pushing the boundaries. They know they're dominant. They know they can really get the upper hand. But only if it's done legally. Now, this is exactly where what we were talking about being clinical. Penn State 5 minutes. They can really run this clock down by just maintaining possession.
Big throw from Miller. Batted back to Russell. Penn State, the scoreline, and dare I say the clock on their side as well at this juncture. All they need to do is play clean, maintain possession, but that is so much easier said than done. King, first receiver. The Aussies had himself a game today. Smith, Noah Smith. High tackle. Oh, excuse me, rather.
Oh, he's saying there that Declan Dolan came in with the clean out, which was around the neck. So it's not, you don't just get penalised for high tackles if you're attempting to tackle the man with the ball. It's also when you're coming in to clean out the opposition, attempting to steal your ball. That also needs to be low, not around the neck. Dolan seemed a little perplexed. Believed he wasn't the culprit.
Less than 4 minutes remaining. Queens and Penn State, a classic in the first ever meeting between these two. The old guard versus the young up-and-comer, and what a match it has been, and it's not over yet. Olivier breaks through. Olivier with the line break, brought down and turned over. So Penn State able to come away with it. The support coming late to Olivier. You see Russell immediately comes up, palms to the sky. And there's going to be a card coming out. So Penn State will play the remainder of this match down a man.
Wow, could that be the killer blow? They lead by 1 point, but with 3 minutes to go, one less player. Queens hungry for a victory, and now they have both possession and territory, and they're going to go for points.
Olivier electing to bring out the tee. The 5'7" sophomore scrum half out of Pretoria, South Africa.
Of course, just this penalty goal attempt will run the clock down somewhat. Have to come back. If it's successful, they take the lead. We come back with probably a minute and a half left to play. And then it will be all on Penn State to try and win that kickoff and do something with their possession. If they win it, we're in for a thriller.
St. Olivier trying to channel his inner Andre Pollard. Kick off the upright. Off the upright and stays out. 2 minutes remaining. What a turn. Penn State with possession deep in their own red zone. Olivier Had he put that an inch to the right, it would have gone off the upright and in. Instead, it remains Penn State ahead by 1 in 1:45 remaining. This match, we've seen just about everything. Penn State at their 5-meter line, clinging to this 1-point victory.
Wow, here we go. Here we go, and a dominant scrum to boot. Unbelievable. That kick, though, hitting the upright, unbelievable. He seemed to be a little tentative with that strike. It looked more like a chip shot than a clean follow through on the kick. A little bit scared of it, I guess, is the way to put it. And then, of course, hitting the upright, they had a chance to regather and score. Penn State came down with it, trying to hold on onto it, and this is it. Potentially the last play of the game.
Olivier to put in. What a match we have witnessed today. To the scrum half, cuts inside, still on his feet, brought down shy of the try line. Looking to get across, Bush with it. Was he held up? He was indeed.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I have to say, that was a certain try. Hilton Olivier held on to it. And that is because, I want to say, it was Brian Stella out there on the left wing. They may award the try here, they're confirming. But okay, the winger there, all on his own. Makes the tackle. That's a try saver right there.
And that is the final. Penn State takes it. Absolutely incredible. Penn State victorious, 32-31. The Nittany Lions hold on and are headed to Houston for the NCR Division I men's final.
Kit, you said it, this game had absolutely everything. It was a seesaw game, turnovers, tries, blow for blow. Let's have a look through it. What a story. Skills, determination, physicality again. That man you see there in the number 11 jersey can feel very proud of himself for making the final try-saving tackle. Let's not underestimate how big that play was. Penn State were playing with a man down in the final moments. It was there for Queens to win. And they did enough. They deserved to win this match, as did Penn State. But it was Penn State that just had the final play and the final say. Unbelievable.
What a match. Our final next week in Houston is set. It will be a 1 versus 2 matchup. 1 seed St. Bonaventure, 2 seed Penn State. What a day, what a final semifinal from here in Reading, Pennsylvania. Penn State takes it 32-31. Again, for our entire crew, our producer, Nikki Krisick, our director, Tyler Deutsch, my broadcast partner, Mark Sabine, I'm Kit McConico. We thank you for joining us on Next Level Rugby. The final, Penn State holds on 32-31. The Nittany Lions are headed to Houston with a chance to play for a national title.
Play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
university and college rugby teams. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Your design, your logos, your colors. Includes jerseys, shorts, and socks. Save 50% on your next custom Rhino Rugby team kit order with a sponsorship from Penn Mutual. Learn more at rhinorugby.com.